Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Please press 1 if you guys can hear me. It's so funny because I was just talking my butt off and I wasn't checking the chat. And see, you always should check the chat. You always should have a connection. And I apologize because I didn't have a connection. I was just going with, I was off with the wind. And I apologize for that. I did not have my audio on. I just got to my computer and I did not turn my audio on. So that's my fault. I apologize for that. I just want to say I thank everyone for having the patience to deal with that because I know our time is precious. We all got something to do. But we are here to talk about Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti. I know a lot of people are heartbroken tonight and this week hearing the news that Yo Gotti has cheated on Angela Simmons. And not only is he cheating on her, they are telling people that he has dumped her. And this news is going all around social media. This news has been out on social media for a couple of days. Angela Simmons have yet to respond, nor Yo Gotti has yet to respond. And from my understanding, doing this gossip thing for quite some time, when these artists do not respond, that means something in the water is up. That means some tea is going on. That means it is some truth in what they are saying out here in these streets. The reason why I say that, do you guys remember earlier this year, I was one of the first ones that reported on Rubymae and Papoose. I told you guys the divorce is coming. They not together. All that jazz. And what did you guys tell me? You told me, nah. Rubymae Papoose, you's a liar. The devil is a liar. Remy would never do that. Shame on you. Take this blog post down. How dare you lie on Remy like that? Oh my God. They was coming for me, telling me they're going to take my video down. I'm wrong. Honey, didn't the chickens come home to roost? Okay. And she was quiet about it. She was so quiet about it. And people say, well, she's quiet about it because it's a lie. Why would she respond to a lie? People make so many excuses for people they idolize. And we are living in the world of idolization. People are idolizing these celebrities. And it's a form of worship, if you ask me. However, we've learned recently that Rubymae and Papoose, they are on different sides of the world, and she's doing her thing. So I say that to say the same applies to Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons. Just because they're quiet doesn't mean that this story is false, because it's definitely it is real and it got some wheels on it. Not only is the situation, I tell you where we got that information, some of the insights over here at Gossip in the City, and she's legendary in the gossip community. She's an icon out here, always telling salacious tea and gossip that no one else has. That's the special thing about Gossip in the City. She has tea that usually no one else has and nobody want to pick up because it's so dangerous. However, she does not mind playing the bad guy or the villain. So it states here, either Gotti and Angela broke up or she's getting cheated on because he was with his nurse boo in Vegas last week at the hotel. And just the way how they said his nurse boo, I don't think this is his first time being out with the nurse boo. I don't know who the nurse boo is. Maybe it's one of his legendary whores that he always keep around and he's going back to. And when people heard this news, and on top of this news, it's the news that she owes $48,000 in backed up rent Okay, how embarrassing is that? Especially for a woman like Angela Simmons. I don't know if you guys know about Angela Simmons, but she is a type of woman. She cares about her appearance. She cares about her look. She wears the best of the best makeup. She wears the best of the best clothes. She wears the high price hair, filters, cameras, you name it. She at luxury places. And I can pretty much tell you that people that have that type of reputation and care so much about their look, the last thing they want is a news article saying they cannot afford $48,000. I'm sure her rich girlfriends, half of them are fake. Most of them are going to be fake. Are going to be laughing at this. Oh, girl, are you so broke? Even though they know she's not broke, but it's still something to use to taunt her with. You know, it is still a stain to taunt her with. And not only but also the rumors of Yo Gotti not being present, the rumors of Yo Gotti being seen with his legendary horse, the nurse lady, and she has been a legendary whore in his life for quite some time. So people really want to know what is going on. They had really high hopes for Angela and Yo Gotti. We thought that marriage was going to be at play. We were looking forward to them having kids and having a black family, because the black community needs to see that black family, especially in hip hop. They're rooting for that. And they really thought that Angela and also Yo Gotti was going to give them that fairy tale. However, it looked like everything is failing, everything is crushing. So I'm looking in the comment section. I just want to let you guys know the phone lines is at the bottom, the phone number if you guys want to call in and let us know your thoughts about these speculations and everything that's going on with Angela and Yo Gotti. Feel free to call in. And also, if you cannot call in, the link is at the top of the chat where you can link in from StreamYard and you can come up here and have a dialect and talk with us. Now, like I said, I see some lies, but Nene, you guys said the same thing about Rubymae and Papoose. So let's not go there. And it's a whole list of celebrities this year that you said, oh, that story is a lie. That story is a lie. And the story was so true. Okay, so hold your tongue. Okay, so I want to also just want to thank everybody for being up here. Make sure you guys like this video. We have over 600 people and we only have 200 likes. So if we can get the likes up, let's have the likes match the views. Okay, so I'm going to take this moment and I'm going to look in the comment currently, and I'm just reading a few. Never get with the man who wanted you for years. Laughing out loud. Well, you know what, Jesse, I'm glad you brought that point up. A lot of people were taken back. A lot of women were taken back. They said, Yo Gotti, how could you do that? Every time you were on the internet, every time you did an interview, you always was so smitten about her. Like only if you had Angela Simmons in your life that your life would be complete. Okay. And to find out that she has so much backed up rent that you didn't pay for, a lot of people feel like Yo Gotti should pay for all of her past dues. Okay. Anything, bills that Angela Simmons has, they feel that Yo Gotti should provide financially and take care of everything as a prince will do, as a king would do. And I just want to throw that out there. Do you think that is true? Is that the way you feel? Do you feel that every bill that Angela had in the past, just like this $48,000 debt, do you feel that Yo Gotti should pay it off? Comment, let us know. Press 1 if you feel like, yes, he is a man. Pay it off, sir. You love her. You adore her. She's this and she's that. Pay everything. Pay it off. Okay? Press 10 if you feel like, no, that's not fair. You feel like, hell no, that's not fair. That's some bull crap. That's some sexist bull crap. Let us know where you guys stay with it, because I see a lot of people around in the Black community, and they say it's a damn shame that Angela Simmons got a man that's so rich and got all this money, and she is still in debt. So they were not shaming her for being irresponsible. They were shaming him because they said, you are a man, a black king. How dare you allow your woman to go around and have this debt to make it to the news circuit? This is embarrassing. And I'm sure to the people in Hollywood, to the people that lives at the top tier, this thing right here is embarrassing. I know to a lot of common people, it's like, it's not that embarrassing to a lot of common people, but they don't live in the world of Hollywood. They don't live in the world of the rich and famous. They have two different worlds, two different mindsets, okay? Two different outlooks. Okay, so I'm looking in the comments again. And another thing I want to point out too, I did not see a lot of people say, well, Angela Simmons, why were you not accountable? Why didn't you go ahead and, as a grown person, pay off all your bills so you would be in debt? So this would not be so embarrassing. So it would not hit the front page. Now, you guys know Angela Simmons, she is a businesswoman. I hear that she is selling pancakes. Have you guys tried any of Angela Simmons' pancakes? Press 9 if you had some of her pancakes. She such a smart businesswoman. She has her pancakes at airports. Yes, the airports that you go to, I believe she has a place, I don't know if it's a restaurant or a vending machine, where she is selling pancakes. Okay, I don't know what's so special about her damn pancakes, but that's what she decided to do. She want to sell pancakes. Okay. Pancakes, what a work. Yes. And I will put up here the clip so you guys can see. As you guys can see right here, this is part of her selling her pancakes. Okay. And I guess she's going to do the funnel mix and everything, but this is her business. And it says vegan eat. So I don't know what's going on here, but I know this is the business that she's in, and she's so proud of herself. And I think you guys should be proud of her too. Get some of those pancakes. Pancakes are great, but I love waffles and I love French toast. So yeah, she has a lot. Here we go. This is some more ads about her pancakes, because I know some people out here, they're going to be like, I don't believe you. Pancakes? Really? She's going to be selling pancakes? Well, obviously, you haven't been keeping up with Angela Simmons. Yes, she is selling pancakes. And this is the, do you guys like the outfit? I don't know who she's trying to brand to. I don't know, with the outfit and the background. I don't know who is her target audience. I want to know, do you feel like she is targeting you as an audience? I know she ain't targeting me with that outfit on, but each his own. I think maybe she's going back, like this looked like something, a page out of 1920s, 1950s, a woman in the kitchen cooking pancakes. I don't know if she's trying to compete with Aunt Jemima. I have no idea, but this is what she's doing. Pancakes, no nutrition value. Should have just invested in a Waffle House. Well, that's a great idea too, Nicole. And I think she has the money to do so. She has the money in the backing to do something so grand. But this is what she decided to do. Put her money in pancakes, and they're going to be selling it at airports. So I needed some pancakes. I love her, but girl, pay your bills. But yes, Miss Ebony, back to paying her bills. Why wasn't she responsible enough to pay her bills? They said that this started happening in 2019. The landlord said it started happening in 2019. She would not pay the full sum of her rent. And this was in New Jersey. She was not paying a full sum. She would pay half. Next month, she would pay a little bit half. And she would just keep on this thing. Now, why? Anybody, if you got money, like she has money, then why won't you just go ahead and pay the whole thing off? It's not clicking. So He also said that he started to complain in 2020. I guess he was giving her time to get herself together, and it just never happened, and she just never paid attention to it, and that's why he's been sending her letters, reaching out to her. She has not been, she's been ignoring it, and that's why it's coming out here to the light. Now, it is rumors around, and we have no confirmation about this, but this comes from Angela Simmons fans. Her fan says that what happened was that she was paying rent and then she decided to break the lease and she just decided to leave. That's what her fan said. However, the landlord did not say that. The landlord said that she was paying every month, but she would not pay the full amount of each month. That's what the landlord said. Now, her fan says that she broke the lease and that's why they're doing this. You know, they're trying to protect her at all costs. However, Angela Simmons have yet to speak out about this. Now, we do have some people in the StreamYard that we would love to chime in really quickly. And I just want to let you guys know, feel free to call in and let us know your matters and your take on this. You can call the phone number or you can hit the live stream. And we have over 900 people in here. And I just appreciate if you guys like this video. Okay, we need to support Black content creators. Please like this video so we can get to the bottom and understanding of everything that's going on here. And like I said before, I'm sure a lot of you guys are heartbroken from hearing this story. You guys want a Black family in hip hop. You guys thought they were going to make it. So did I. Unfortunately, the cookie is crumbling, especially this year. A lot of people heartbroke, especially in hip hop, when it comes to hip hop love and hip hop, with the story of Papoose and Rubymae. And a lot of people did not want to believe that story when it first broke. And this is what it reminds me of, because a lot of people don't want to hear this story. And they are saying that they have spotted Yo Gotti in a hotel with an old legendary whore that's a nurse. And Angela Simmons, she has been quiet and she can't think. She just got finished launching her pancake business. And boy, oh boy, I'm sure she's going through it. And it just seems like people are just attacking her left and right. First of all, she's having an issue with her man. Now she got the landlord coming during the same time in the blogs. If you guys know Angela Simmons, she definitely gives me she's a princess. And this is too stressful for her. You know, she don't know how to cope. She's probably crying. You know, she's like, what happening? I don't understand. She's probably trying to get a hold of young Gotti, letting him know what's going on, how we're going to move forward. I don't know. I kind of feel like Angela Simmons, she's a girl that she can get over a man cheating. But the problem is they are saying that Yo Gotti do not want her anymore. They're saying young Gotti is bored. He's tired. She's not living up to his expectations of his fantasy anymore. People in the background are also saying that young Gotti just saw her as a trophy. That he was so in love with her, so infatuated with her, but he did not know who she was behind the scenes. He was not interacting with her on a personal level, so he really did not know the brat diva she really was. And I don't know if it was just too much. I don't know if young Gotti thought when he got with her that she would change her ways and be more submissive to him. I have no idea, but we definitely want to know what you guys think out here. Can we please get the likes up? How am I doing so far? Please press 3 if I'm doing a great job so far. All right. So, Miss Banks, how you doing? Miss Banks, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clear.
Okay, good. So when I think about Yo Gotti, Yo Gotti was cheated on by his baby mother with
I did
Dolphin.
not know that.
Yes, he was. And that really is, I think, is what holds him back from being faithful to women, because it was so public in Memphis. Everybody knew about it. Dolph put it in all the records, and it really tore him to pieces. And I don't think he could ever really, truly, until he heals, love anybody. I believe he's always going to go back to his comfort zone And with Angela Simmons, I do believe she's quite green, but we know why she's green. We know she's a church girl. We know why she's green. And I don't think she was ever going to be the type of woman that was meant to be with a street dude that was a boss. I don't think that's really her place. Um, Everybody has a fantasy of the bad boy, and I think this was
Yes.
hers.
Yes.
And I think that as far as the rent situation, I don't know, maybe it had something to do with her baby father dying or she couldn't pay the bills. But we really don't know the terms of the contract for the lease and you know how it goes. But as far as us in the black community, I think we could give each other a little bit more mercy when it comes to these matters that are so public. Like we really tear each other down. I think we should give each other just a bit more mercy sometimes, just a bit more, because we need it as a community to get along, to heal, to do better by each other.
Right.
And I think if people knew the backstory of really what happened with Gotti, what happened that was so public, people would know he's not set up really to wife anybody, in my opinion.
Well, Miss Banks, I just want to say I'm so happy that we got you here. I'm so happy that you are so informed with Yo Gotti because a lot of us are not. A lot of us are just taking what we see from his music videos, from the interviews, from his reputation, and we're going to run with it. But it definitely seems like you have a deeper understanding who this young brother is. And I did not know that he was cheated on. And I know I don't want to play the sexist game, but it definitely seems like, in my experience, when men or black men get cheated on, they never forget it, and
Yes.
it to heart. And it's something that they don't know how to work through. I don't know if these parents or whoever they can talk to work over to get over the hump. If a woman cheats on you, life is still there. You can still get in a relationship. You can still trust again. It seems like they don't know the direction after a woman cheats on them. They don't know where to go. It's almost like they're stuck. So I see that happen all too often. And not only for it to have your woman cheat on you, but to have people in your enemies know that and use it to weaponize it against you.
It was actually his enemy. It was Young Dolph, who's considered, lesser of a boss, but still a boss, but an artist and not really an executive. And for it to be Young Dolph and he publicly shamed him for it, I think that's what tore him down even more.
Wow. Can you tell me about the first the girl that cheated on him? What was it about? How did she cheat on him? Can you give us more details in the cheating?
I think it was more of a thing where Yo Gotti was working with Young Dolph because Young Dolph was an up and coming artist at the time. It was his child's mother. It was his children's mother. This is the person he was really in love with. He had a family with her, and she cheated. He speaks about it in some of his songs, and she cheated on him with Young Dolph. And Young Dolph always made a point to put in his songs, and I think it just pushed it even further, and that's why a lot of times the streets is against Yo Gotti because they feel like Yo Gotti is the reason Young Dolph is dead. Actually, one of Yo Gotti's artists, Black Youngster, he shot at Young Dolph. I'm from North Carolina. He shot at Young Dolph at a North Carolina CIAA game and shot his car up. So this has been a long beef, and it's all stemming from him getting cheated on by his children's mother with Young Dolph. So
Wow.
yeah, this is like a long standing Memphis beef, and I came in, knowing about it because I was, involved in CIAA and all the shooting and stuff that was going on, and then it really caught my attention. So this has been going on for a long time, but I think that Yo Gotti, his heart was just broken, and I think he wanted a girl like Angela because he knew she wouldn't cheat. She might be a brat, but what's the chance of her cheating? Be a church girl because you don't know her for cheating. But at the same time, men like that. They like other women that are more feisty, that are more sexual. And I don't know what's going on in their bedroom, but Angela doesn't seem like the type of girl that's like that.
Miss
She's more,
Banks,
yeah.
Miss Banks, you dropped a bombshell that some of us did not know. She's
Yes.
giving me something that's dear and personal to Yo Gotti that will always stick with him till he goes 6 feet under. The
Mm-hmm.
woman that he loved, the mother of his kids, cheated on him with an artist that he was working with, right?
And that became his enemy, and
Then
that's why
became
Young
an
Dolph
enemy.
got killed.
Oh my
Everybody really
God.
knows
You
that's why
know,
Young Dolph.
oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah. So
Hmm.
that would tear a black man up. I don't see how I hear those stories often, how a black man will have a best friend and find out his best friend is screwing his girlfriend, and it just eats at him and he can't get over it, and he feels like all women are dogs and he gonna
Hmm.
all women, and he just a wounded, depressed, hurt dog, and he just can't get over it. But yet he still take other women through the same cycle that he's been through. Why they do
Hurt
it?
people, hurt people. Hmm.
Yes. However, with that Young Dolph situation, wow, and to have it blasted in your music and for the world to know it and to make money off of that, that has to hurt. So
Yes.
I apologize for young Gotti having to do with that. Now, you said because of all that hurt, that Yo Gotti had his sights on Angela Simmons because we all know she's beautiful. That's no question.
Hmm.
She keeps her body right. She cares about her image. Uh,
Yes.
and she's so feminine. She cares about her feminine, sweet image. And he has the idea that she is a church girl, a girl that is not going to cheat, a girl that don't have that much experience in the streets.
Hmm.
But he wanted somebody that was opposite of him, somebody that can cool him down.
Right.
However, did he really know Angela Simmons, or did he just know the ego of Angela Simmons, the woman that she displays on the internet? And if you know social media and model influencers, it is a big difference than what they put out on display for
It is.
Hollywood versus who they truly are behind the scenes. Because you have to remember, it is a job. The ego, the branding, the church girl, the sweets, that's a job. It's
Hmm.
every day, that's a job. Okay, she get paid for that. So
Right.
I don't know, maybe he had to realize that Angela maybe not that sweet, or who knows. And I'm sure Angela Simmons have so many men knocking at her
Hmm.
door because she posts so many thirst traps, and that get these desperate men. Can I pay you $5 to see a nipple? $20, So shit,
Right.
she got a whole bunch. So, but he decided to still go with her as well. And a lot of people are telling me this. He wanted a trophy. And people feel that getting in relationships with other people in Hollywood, it also helped with business, and it also helps with looks and reputation.
Hmm. And I think he wanted his hoes on the side. And I think
Oh,
that became a problem for her, or either he just didn't care about getting seen anymore. I really think he wanted his hoe at home, and his woman in the streets. And I don't think Angela really wanted to be all sexual at home. I don't get that from her. I get her more as a wife and a mother, that doesn't really have a sexual side. I could be wrong, but at the same time, I feel like that's why he cheated. I feel like he likes hoes, to be honest. But
well,
in the
Miss
public, he needs to have a trophy wife.
Yeah, Miss Banks, when you're dealing with street men, you know these street men, they go to strip clubs often.
Mm-hmm.
They go and they entertain prostitutes. You know
Mm-hmm.
that. And these strippers and these prostitutes, they are always leveling up in the freaky department. They are always doing stuff that your girlfriend and your wife will not do.
Do yes.
Yeah, and they're turning these men out left and right, and these men are loving it. And when you get
Mm-hmm.
a piece of that type of world, that type of fantasy, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it is hard to let go. Do you know it can be an addiction? You know how men are, they cannot let go marijuana or gas or exotic or drinking. They
Uh-huh.
become addicted to those type of spirits and women that they cannot get at home fulfilled. And you're right. Do Angela Simmons, is she's going to be okay with her fiance putting his mouth on different random spirits and taking that mouth and bringing it back to her? I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
he don't see anything wrong with it, but do she does? You know where she's standing. She's getting older. She's about to hit 40 years old. She does have kids, and maybe her mindset is shifting. I have no idea. What are your thoughts?
I think that is what it is. And also we don't know for sure how her father feels about this. We know her father has a great influence on her. So, how does her father feel about this? Because her father knows the industry. He's been in the industry since, forever. He's been, from New York. He's, her uncles, they have been in the streets. They have been in the industry. They know how these men operate. So we don't know what they were telling her, what advice they were giving her. I feel like, that was her fantasy too, to have this bad boy turn husband type of image. But it's always an idea. It's not real life. And trying to mesh those two lives together, especially when also your father is a pastor, it's not so easy to do. It gets messy real fast. And then you got your
Well,
family over here saying one thing, but you got your man over here. And I really feel like she had went into a world that she wasn't ready for. Even though she, has been around for a while, I feel like she had just been sheltered from the streets. And when you've been sheltered from the streets and then you get in the streets at age of almost 40, like it's not something you can take up easy. It's not something you can adapt to easy. It's something that I don't think she could handle. And I think after a while, Yo Gotti saw that she couldn't handle it. But he was trying to have her as a trophy. I believe having her as a trophy got him would get him indoors he otherwise couldn't get in.
yeah,
But at the same time, this
that
is
connection.
yeah, but at the same time, it's not really what he wanted. It's what he wanted the world to see, but behind closed doors is not quite what he wanted. And then also having it hurt inside, I just don't think that he ever really healed from what happened to him. And I think she still
Well,
is
he
in
had
a
what
healing phase as well.
Miss Banks, he hasn't. I'm pretty sure that that man has not healed from it yet. However, he still want to move on. Now, it's something that you mentioned. You said Angela Simmons, she respects her father in such a way. I don't know, because didn't Angela Simmons, her past baby father, wasn't he into the street life? And how was the relationship with her past baby father that's gone, rest in peace, and her dad? Did her dad approve? Uh,
Now her baby's father. Now, when we talk about him, he's not as street as as a real street dude. I don't know if people really recognize that about him. I mean, he's more like, how you have that square dude that's in the streets that really don't belong there, and everybody knows they don't belong there. I think that's more what it was. And when he got killed, I think people thought, oh, he's just some thug that got killed. But it was more of him getting killed, and it really wasn't a street dude. It was street compared to what we thought she would be with.
Now, Miss Banks, I'm sorry to interrupt, but and you guys, please, Lord is my witness. Let me know if this is false tea or this is true tea. Did her
What's the
ex
tea?
hit her? Press one.
Oh,
You remember?
now he might
Hold
have
on,
been
hold on,
abusive.
Miss
I don't
Banks.
know.
Hold on, Miss Banks. Press one if you ever heard tell that her ex, that one that passed away, was putting hands on her.
Mm,
Press five if you've never heard that. Okay. I hear so many stories.
mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I could have swore he was not a great man. I could have swore he was not a good man. And people in the comment section say, yes, he was putting hands on her
Oh
and he
no.
was taking advantage of her as well because, you
Now I
know,
don't think he was a good dude at all. I just
yeah.
don't think he was always street either.
Well, it's levels to street. Maybe he was in the top street, but he was in those streets, girl. He
Oh,
was doing some illegal activities. He was in them streets, okay?
okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't think that her father approved, but I think Angela wanted to do what Angela wants to do.
Oh, so Angela just being rebellious, it seems like.
She has a rebellious spirit about her. You know she does. I mean, when you look
Mm-hmm.
at the images that she put out there, the thirst traps, I'm sure any father would not want their daughter, you know, grown or young, to be so exposed of and showing so much, you know, of herself. But you know, this is a different world, and
Mm-hmm.
know, so it is what it is. But her father is still kind of traditional in that mindset when it comes to sexes, women and men.
Mm-hmm.
So his mindset is not going to change. But she you know she straddled the fence. She's in the world, and you know she come from a traditional background, so she's still kind of worried with that. But the choices that she make, being with young Gotti, being with the guys, is definitely not traditional. She does not want the traditional man.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. But Angela has to sit down with Angela and see if she can handle that. And that's something I really don't think Angela can handle.
And
But
they
I'm not
said
Angela's, therapist,
Yeah,
but
they said he also cheated on her too. He
mm,
got killed when he was coming out the club, and that's why I said, the person that said that, I don't think Angela would mind that her boyfriend or man would cheat on her. I think she expects that. But the rumor is saying that he has dumped her. He has left her, and
mm-hmm,
usually a lot of girls, not saying all, but a lot of women, they will stay with a man if he cheats. Unfortunately,
mm-hmm,
you hear that a lot. And I want to know, have you guys heard that so many girls stay with their husbands, even in Hollywood, even if they got a whole bunch of money? They will stay with that man even if he cheats. Press two if you feel like it's pretty common in Hollywood, even with women that have money, they will still stay um, in a cheating situation. Or press seven if you feel like, no, once a girl is cheated on, she's out. You
I
know,
mean, this is more like a ring the alarm situation, or I hate to bring her in this, but it's more like a ring the alarm
you
situation.
talking
Why would
about
I?
Beyonce?
Yeah, why would I why would I leave you and leave, all the stuff I worked for, all the stuff I helped you get, or all the stuff that, I think I deserve for being with
Well,
you,
I
so
don't know.
somebody else can have it. Now, that's not my mindset.
Right.
I'm
I
just speaking
understand
from that
Miss Banks,
perspective.
but I feel like it's so unfair to compare Jay-Z and Beyonce to this situation. They're not
No, I was
married.
just saying the song, not, not
Okay,
the
yeah.
whole
They
situation,
haven't been
just the
together long.
song.
Yo Gotti has been a big staple even before he got involved with Angela Simmons. So she really
Mm-hmm.
didn't play any major part in his success. She has money on her own. So that, that's not the same idea. So yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of women think like that. It's still a ring the alarm situation. Like, even if it's a power couple, why would I break my power couple up because you slept with some hoe out in the streets and look what we're losing out on, And you think I would give up you just because of some floozy in the streets? Now this is, and me coming from family like this, I've a lot of women in my family have had this mindset, and I'm different, but that's a part of breaking generational curses. But that's been the mindset. This is my husband. I don't care what he do out in them streets, long as he don't do two things: bring me a disease or leave no or make no babies out there. That's all, and been the mindset. But I think as people, that has been the mindset because it's so many years women couldn't get their own money. And I think that mindset, it just keeps passing on from generation to generation. And a lot of women don't care about being cheated on because that's their man. I'm not gonna give my man up just because he wants to go sleep with some floozy. And that's how a lot of women think. And it's unfortunate, but I don't know.
No,
Me personally,
I would also say this. It's not just about him going to sleep with a floozy. It's about him lying to you. It's about trust being broken. It's about his integrity. Is it's not there when it comes to you, and you're supposed to be his best friend. You guys are supposed to be in this thing together. However, when he goes out and he betrays you over and over again, he loses respect for you in that realm.
they
um,
don't care about that.
I understand they don't, but I know how you worded it. It just made it seem so it's nothing, but
Yep, it, and that's how I feel. I
it's
feel
it's
exactly how you
very
feel.
much a big deal,
It
and
is.
it all comes with self-worth. Do you value yourself enough to have for a man to respect you? Do you
Mm-hmm.
value yourself enough? What about your integrity? What about your values, your morals? If you say you're not for someone cheating on you, um,
Mm-hmm.
even if they don't have diseases, we can make it as such where he will never impregnate anyone because maybe he got that surgery where he cannot
A
get no.
vasectomy, right?
And we can make it where the world, this is a fantasy, the world is free from you know what, no
Mm-hmm.
diseases whatsoever. It
Mm-hmm.
is still a betrayal
It
for
is.
him to go out there and to mess with someone else. It's breaking the bond. Is
Self
is
love has to be
grading.
bigger than any type of love. And that's really it. It has to be self love before you love anyone else. Because even if someone else betrays you, you have to choose you. Because at the end of the day, they could leave, they could die, you still with you. You could die and you still with you.
You have to let a person know what you will stand for and what you're not, because he knows, most guys knows they can cheat on that woman, and they know she's going to say this and going to say that, but she's still going to stay
Stay.
because he knows she's not even honest to herself. How many
Mm-hmm.
times have he told she told him, I'm going to leave. Her ass ain't leave. How many times did she say this and she never sticks to her word?
Right.
So why would she stick to her word now? She's so emotional, and they're banking on her being an emotional. As long as you got her ass hard, she ain't going nowhere. She gonna be
Mm-hmm.
stuck on stupid. Just like they say, Kevin Gates and Krishan Rocks. Yeah, but we ain't gonna bring them up. But yes.
Kevin Gates and Krishan.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're not going to bring that up. But I
Oh.
would say it will only lead you into a road of devastation. And you're
Mm-hmm.
going to look back and just wonder, why did you make that choice? You're going to look at him and be angry, but you didn't require much. You didn't require for him to be respectful. You didn't require for him to not to cheat. You gave in and you thought that that was going to give you a win, and it don't.
Yeah, self love and self respect trumps everything. Everything.
Yep. Well, Miss Banks, we do have some other callers, and I just want to say I appreciate you. You can stay on if you
Sure,
like
I
more.
sure. Thank you for
Okay.
having
Well,
me.
let's have you stay on, Miss Rivera. Miss River, are you there?
Rivera. Yes,
Rivera.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I was on mute.
Yeah, I was struggling with that name, girl. Thank you,
Yeah,
Rivera.
Tarita Rivera.
Tarita Rivera.
Ri- yeah, Rivera.
Rivera. Okay, I got problems, but we
Yeah,
want to
that's all right. I married a Puerto Rican, so
Rivera. Rivera.
it.
Okay.
Yep, it is what it is.
Yeah. Congratulations to your marriage.
Well, my husband passed away last year, so God bless
Sorry about
him.
that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
thank you. I appreciate that. But
Mhm.
with the topic, like I said, I'm very surprised at Angela tolerating um her situation because I mean, let's face it, Yo Gotti ain't doing what he used to do back in the day, and uh, for her to, and I mean, at the end of the day, her and her sister, I remember when they started their own business. I believe it was called Candy or Candies or something like that.
Pastries.
Yes, thank you. And you know,
Tasties.
yes, her and her sister, they had started their own business together. You know what I mean? So this is not like Angela didn't have her own money. You know what I mean? I'm a little confused on that because you know Angela and her sister with them starting their business, and as far as I know, there are customers that still buying their product. You know what I mean? And for her to sit up there and rely on somebody, you know, to help her with her bills, I don't believe that because at the end of the day, she has a mother and a father. Well, her mother, I mean her stepmother and her father. You know what I mean? To help them out in situations. You know what I mean? So for
Got it.
her to sit up there and right, you understand what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
her to sit up there and have that type of financial problem is like questioning me. And as far as Yo Gotti goes, Yo Gotti is not pulling it the way he used to back in the day. You know what I mean? As far as his music and everything else. So, and I agree with the previous caller. He basically was using her as like, even though they weren't married, but he was basically using her for clout or come up. You know, using her as oh yeah, I'm dating Russell Simmons, niece. You know what I mean? I'm dating Run's, daughter. You know what I mean? I didn't when they first when it was first being told that they were a couple and then they tried to like what do you call that make it like a beautify it, or extreme it, like he had this crush on her, he was always into her, this and that. You know what I mean? To me, like your previous caller, I agree with her 100%. He was basically using her for clout, period. But I'm dating Run's daughter. You know what I mean?
He
Because
finally
he ain't
got the
pulling it like that.
Yeah, I understand. He finally got the girl that he always dreamed of, and that is a fairy tale that people love to believe in. Just
Right.
believe in your dreams of getting whatever girl you want, and eventually it will happen. Look at Yo Gotti's fantasy.
Right.
Yeah,
And then he got her, and then now he once he got her, oh, okay, now it's time for him to show up. You know what I mean? And he wasn't showing up in the relationship. He wasn't pulling out or showing up. This is not the Yo Gotti from the beginning of his career when he had it going on. I mean, he was pulling it. You know what I mean? And doing this and doing that. You know, this is the Yo Gotti of now, where he's, I mean, I can't say what his struggle is as far as his financial and his as far as his art as being a rap artist, but he's not pulling it like he was when he had his first hit. You understand what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah,
he still has Glorilla as an artist, so he's getting some type of money.
Right, but he ain't getting it like he was getting it from day one.
I see.
You
well,
you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, but I think that's a lot of times with the artist. Hopefully, he's smart right now. He may be having major things behind the scenes that's not so public. But it is a reason why Angela decided to open up and give this man a chance. So I'm sure she knows more than we know and why she decided. I don't think that she would just get with the guy. Well, I don't know because her last man didn't have much money either. But
Yeah, that's true tue. The her son's father. You're
Yeah, he was
correct
right.
broke.
So
on that.
she just don't have that type of type where she's looking for a certain man that's so conservative and have a lot of money. That's not what she goes after. It clearly shows that she wants to
Right.
be
She,
treated like a princess, and a lot of people. I don't know if you guys know Jessie Woo, but I'm hearing some background
yeah,
noise.
I know who Jesse Wu. Yeah, I know who Jesse Wu
Okay,
is.
if you guys know who Jessie Woo is, she came out recently and she said that a lot of black girls will rather date the hood guy than the good guy. She says the good guy have so many options that he's not going to treat the black girl, I guess, great. And she feels that the hood guy is going to treat a woman that's black with money. He's going to put her on a pedestal. So that's why she
Well,
said,
you know what, Nicki Minaj is a perfect example because you're gonna date somebody that you had a crush on or used to date back in the day. You know what I mean? Knowing that this nigga got a record, knowing this nigga got shit going on with him, and yet instead of dating or pursuing a dude or having a dude that is pursuing you that is equal to your means. You know what I mean? Primary, like I said, and people may get mad at me, but that's my opinion. Nicki Minaj is a perfect example of dating and marrying this dude that she with
She did.
because
I feel like she
basically they trying
married
to,
down.
yeah, exactly, like she married down. She married somebody, down. I mean, she married down, really. And for her to go all out and try to get the girl to recant her story, and then on,
okay, well,
all kind of stuff, just
I
go all
understand.
out for this dude.
Yeah, I understand, but I just want to try to shift it not too much on Nick. I want to shift it back to Miss Angela Simmons and
Yes.
Gotti. But Miss Rebreva, I appreciate you. We're gonna let you go at this time. All right. So Miss Banks, are you still with me?
I'm still here.
Awesome. I'm so glad that I have you as a co-host tonight. I really appreciate you.
No problem.
Yeah, so just to piggyback off of the things that you were speaking about, I know she mentioned that that Angela Simmons has money. And I think the big question is, why did Angela Simmons allow this article to go out about her owing $48,000? This is not a good look, especially of a girl that is on her status.
Now this is bothering me to be to be honest with you. This is bothering me because like you said, I had when you said, that celebrities, have a different type of thought
Well,
process as
yes.
far as this now, that made me, do a double take and really think about it. Because you're right. Now, me as a person, just a regular person, y'all get y'all money when I get it to you. But with her being of a different caliber, I mean, you are right. Just having to think about it. Because like this has been going on since 2019. We do know she bought Gotti that Tesla. She could have went and paid that
Hold
bill with the
on.
Tesla. Or
Miss
why
Banks.
hasn't she gotten a lawyer to deal with this?
One hand up, Miss Banks. You just dropped more bombs, and that's why I love to have Miss Banks on. Can we just give a big a like? Hit the likes for Miss Banks. She has so much information. Now you dropped a bomb that I had no idea. You're telling she bought him what?
Oh, she bought him a Tesla. A
Why
Tesla.
did
And
she do this
it was a big
car?
deal because everybody was like, a Tesla, that's what you buy him. I guess everybody was thinking she should have bought him a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce, or
What?
whatever. But it was a Tesla. She bought him a Tesla. And I feel like, she should have got a lawyer to deal with this by now. A
Okay.
lawyer, even
I
if
didn't know. I didn't know girls were buying men cars now.
it
That's
was
new to
for his,
me.
I think it was for his birthday. Yeah,
I
it wasn't
understand what
Father's
is
Day. I think it was
so.
his birth for his birthday.
Okay. Okay. How do y'all feel about that? Would you buy a guy if you had money or car, Miss Banks?
Now, personally, I have bought a man a car before, but he had already bought me a car. I was living in his house. He was paying all the bills, and this was his gift. This was his birthday gift, but he had been paying all the bills forever while I was in school. and I finished school. But it was just like an old school, because we're from the South. It was like an old school car. It was like $2,000 for that car. It wasn't nothing. He fixed it up, because we from the South. But as far as a Tesla or, anything foreign, Lexus, Lambo, no, no, I'm not, unless he's my husband. But no, not anything big. But I have bought a car before, but it was
Mm.
only like $2,000 for that thing, and he was paying all the bills, so it was his gift.
Oh, that's nice. Now, CC29, my moderator, she says, I would buy my husband a car. He has purchased me multiple, but he wouldn't accept it. Okay, laughing out
Okay.
loud. Yeah, a lot of men would not accept it. Thinking about me, I would not buy a man a car. I don't give a damn if he bought me the moon and back. I will not buy him a car. Now, I will do this. I will give him some money that he gave me some money like a long time ago. Shit. And I give it to him and I say, baby, you could put this down on a car you want to go to. And I say, let's go and shop for you a car. But I'm not going to pick you a car. I feel like that's personal. And I think that it should be your choice in picking. But I'm not going to surprise you with a car. And I'm not going to
Hmm.
surprise you with a house. Because I know women now, they do surprise their husbands
Oh
and
no, no.
they buy men houses. If you checked out this one girl, she's an influencer, a black girl. Her name is Super Scent. She bought her husband a house and built it up for him and everything.
Oh no, no.
Okay.
No, that's too much.
Oh, yeah, each his own. And I want to know in the comment section, if you had a lot of money, would you buy your husband a car? And there's nothing wrong, different strokes for different folks. Press 4 if you would buy your husband a car. Press 7 if you would not. I'm just curious to see where you guys stand on that. So Angela Simmons bought Yo Gotti Tesla. Now, was he surprised? Was he impressed? Like, what was his reaction to
I
the
mean, he acted like he was,
girl?
but it wasn't like he was over there. This is a man who already has a lot of foreign cars,
Right.
and it's another influencer. I won't say her name. She
Say,
at least bought, and
say,
this is one of his artists. She
say
at
the
least bought him some land, but he wasn't. I don't think, to look at his face and to read his energy, I don't think he was really pleased with the Tesla. I don't want to talk bad about it, but I don't think he was pleased with the Tesla. I don't.
I don't think he would. I don't think I don't know. I think a car for a man. I think that's personal for him, and I think he would probably want to pick it out, especially a man of his caliber. I mean,
Right.
he's not a broke man that's just desperate and he'll just take anything. He's not a little boy that's
Mm-hmm.
16 and 17, and you're gifting him with a Tesla. Oh my God! I think that you got to be more creative with gifts when it comes to somebody that has it all. You just have to be more inclined
Mm-hmm.
personally and the thought should be more thoughtful versus a price tag.
Because he's a boss. At the end of the day, he's still a
Yeah.
boss. Right.
Yeah. You got to get some person. I mean, I feel like he's not you, Angela. Like maybe you would be impressed with the car because you're more materialistic, even though he is materialistic, but he's a man at that too.
But
So,
he did say he wanted a Tesla. This is the thing,
oh,
though.
okay. Okay.
She
Well, see,
said that
tell
he
me more,
said
Miss
he
Banks.
wanted a Tesla, but I don't think he really expected that to be his gift. But he did tell her he wanted a Tesla, but I don't think he was hitting at it for her to buy it. I think he just kind of wanted to add it to his car collection. But with them being having such a public image, and I know he's one of the type that wants to keep that image up, you got to go big. You got to do something big. I mean, you can't just come bring me this little Tesla. And the streets was talking, everybody was clowning about it being a Tesla, even though she came out and said, well, that's what he wanted, yada yada yada. But I don't think he expected her to buy it for his birthday. And I really think, that keeping up that image, you have to go big. You can't just
Right.
do any old thing.
Right. I agree with you. And you would think that she got daddy's money that she would really go and spaz out, but it looked like she did not. Now I see Jen in the comment section and they are saying, you know what, Angela Simmons, your priorities do not add up. How could you spend $80,000 on a Tesla, but you cannot pay $48,000 in back rent? What's really going on here? Why are you so irresponsible? And I think that just goes with somebody just being irresponsible, not taking account of their responsibilities, because people do have money and they can be late on bills because they're irresponsible, they don't know how to manage well. Doesn't mean they're broke. A lot of times they can just go from being irresponsible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like she could at least got a if it was a problem with the lease agreement, if she had issues with management, if that was the reason, if she had a legitimate reason, at least get a lawyer, Angela. At least get a lawyer to handle this for you. So we would never know anything about it. At least get a lawyer, and that way if it's in the courts and it's been handled in the courts, it's no reason for these people to speak on it.
Yeah, because your reputation and everything, you know that. You work so hard. You take pictures to look so pretty every single day. The last thing you want is a distraction from your pancakes. People talking about you owe $48,000. I mean, this is a girl in Hollywood. This is not your average everyday girl in the world. She is a big deal, especially in the hip hop Hollywood community.
And especially at the same time, everybody's talking about, the him and the girl being in Vegas, and
Yeah.
this is another thing. He's too public about this. Why is he seen in public with somebody everybody knows he's been messing with? So it's just like extra messy, and it's making her look extra bad on top of the whole rent situation.
Well, I will say this, and we're learning so much about the world. And the reason why I also love to talk about gossip and this magnitude, because you get to see how things are changing. And I say that with Jeezy on my brain. Now, Jeezy, he did something that was seen different this year, where he filed for divorce and he been filed for the divorce in June, and then he broke the papers in September, and people thought he was going to budge, and now he's just speaking, and he said it's definitely over, even though he told y'all in the documents of the divorce nothing can make it work. Okay.
Mm,
So men are moving different this year.
yeah, but Jeezy also has a tour to promote. So
Say it,
he
Miss.
also has a tour to promote. So, and then Jeannie Mae, it might have helped her a little bit too, because I didn't know she was doing commentary on what it was one of the shows she's doing commentary on. I didn't even know she had a job. I'm thinking she's just sitting being a mom and a wife. I didn't even know she had another job.
Yeah,
So,
she's a hustler. She's always working. That's why they said that was part of the issue as well. She was never in Atlanta. She was always flying off somewhere, and he was stuck at
oh.
home with her mom and her brother because they were taking care of the mother and the brother. So it was a lot.
And that's that's a heritage thing, and this is a thing when a lot of men get with these foreign women, and or I say even when a lot of us as a people, even when we go to different countries and don't know their customs and don't know their traditions, we need to know these things before we get involved or around these people, because as an Asian community, they take care of their parents. Their parents don't go into nursing homes, and a lot of black men are not used to that.
Yeah, I hear you, but I also feel that Jeannie should have been upfront and say, "This is what I expect." And I don't know if she were upfront or she just pushed it on him in the middle.
Oh.
However, I see somebody in the comment section, they saying they are happy that Yo Gotti dumped Angela Simmons. Now, Yo Daddy, that why is that? And Miss Banks, why do you feel that some men are happy that Yo Gotti has dumped Angela Simmons? Do they not want black love to win? What's up with that?
I think that we're at a place now of a lot of gender, I call them gender wars, where a lot of women are not as submissive as they used to be because it's a new day, it's a new time. But I really think that a lot of men, and just listening to some men talk, or whether it's YouTube, whether it's television, you will see men that want single mothers to be single, alone, and heartbroken. And I think a lot of it comes from what you said earlier, that the good guy is not being chosen. And when the good guy is not being chosen, it's like he turns bitter a little bit. Well, not a little bit, kind of a lot. And it's like a lot of men are kind of turning bitter, and they're happy when a woman becomes a single mother because they've been rejected. I think a lot of men are hurt by rejection and not realizing, when you got rejected, this was probably a blessing for you to go be with the one you're meant to be with. But I love to bring God into it. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I feel like if you can get rejected and heal yourself from that rejection, then that's when God is going to send your person. But you can't have your real person with a bitter heart. You just can't. It goes back to your Gotti. You're not going to get your person with a bitter heart.
Mm. Wow, you know what, Miss Banks? I've never thought about that till now. Miss Banks, and I'm just going to interpretate it the way I see fit. Your words, not putting anything in your mouth, and you can correct me if I'm
Sure.
wrong. A lot of good black men are jealous. They wanted to be with Angela Simmons, and they're like, "Why didn't you choose a man like me? You want to go and you want to choose a rapper dude that's in the streets like Yo Gotti, and he dumped you and cheats on you. Good for you. Maybe you will
Hmm.
learn you need to pick the good man."
Or
And
your cornball baby daddy that was down at the strip club or at the club. You should have chose me. I would have been at home with you, with with the kids.
okay, yeah. So they have a issue. But who knows? Your daddy says nobody want Angela. Now that's a lie. She's a beautiful girl. Why wouldn't any man want to be with Angela Simmons?
She's considered hip hop royalty.
She is hip hop royalty.
Hmm.
Yeah. Why wouldn't anybody want to be with Angela Simmons, Miss Banks?
I don't know. Maybe the good girl image she had for so long, and a lot of men, don't really like the good girl. But that goes that goes back to the beginning. Now, this is another thing I'll say about the good guy. I don't really think the good guy really wants the good girl. They cannot conquer the bad girl, and that's what is bothering them. They want to conquer the bad girl. They don't want the good girl. They know they can get the good girl. They want a challenge. They want the bad girl. They want the Megan. They want Megan to submit. That's what they want.
Now
They want.
I did. Sorry to hit you up, Miss Banks. I had a thought that I've been seeing going around. I don't know how true it is. We know that Angela is 36. But have you heard about this stuff that talking about hitting a wall and saying that if you're over 30 and you're not married, you're leftover or something like that? So is that
Mhm.
rhetoric? Is that propaganda have something to do with it? And they don't like the fact that Yo Gotti was investing in her after she have kids and after she's over 30 and all that bull crap. And people in the comment section say, well, you know what, if Angela Simmons had better options, Yo Gotti would not have a chance. What are your thoughts about all that?
That's how I feel, and that's something I've been saying for a long time.
Say it
I feel
again.
like women wouldn't choose wrong if they had more to choose from. I feel like women don't have a lot to choose from. Let's be honest. A lot of men don't want a woman. A lot of men or might already be married. A lot of men have bitter hearts, like Mr. Yo Gotti. A lot of men are in jail. A lot of men, have some type of addiction. it's so much that goes into this that men don't see, and they think, oh, she's just choosing to choose. But if she had a whole lot of men to choose from, then I think that she would have already been chosen. I think that she was really waiting to be chosen by someone that would compliment her, but she just never found it. So she went and she, chose down. In the public's eye,
Wow.
is choosing down.
Now I don't know about that. Now, when we're talking about money, they say that Yo Gotti is worth 20 million and she's worth 7 million. But I know it depends. Everybody got different
I
ideas.
mean her baby daddy. I don't mean Joe Gotti
Oh, okay.
choosing,
So
choosing
they feel
down. I
that
mean her being a mom. The
got it.
mom, a
So
single mom over
because
30.
she got involved with a hoodlum and got pregnant by him, that her stock went down. That's what some people are saying in the chat. But don't she deserve love, even
I
if
think
they
she
did it?
does. And to be honest with you, when it comes to street dudes, they don't really care if let me tell you, with a street dude, and I know these dudes, they my neighbors. They got jobs now, but they used to be in the streets, or they're my cousins in another state. That's the thing about street dudes. They don't care about, they will wife a woman with multiple kids. They will wife a woman that's over 30, over 40. They don't care about,
So they don't judge the
no, they don't, because they came from the struggle. They
uh,
know what it's like for women. They know what it was like for their mother, for their grandmothers, for their auntie. They really do not judge. They know trauma. They know the struggle. But 9 times out of 10, they also have trauma and they've also been through the struggle. So when they know this, that's when the relationship gets a little, some people would say toxic, or negative together, but it's not really a trauma bond, but it's two people that understand trauma. And that really pisses the good guy, where what people think is the good guy or the 9 to 5 guy, it really pisses him off, because he wants struggle over there to keep struggling,
mhm.
and they just don't get it. But a lot of them have mothers that struggle, and they resent the mother because they feel like the mother ran the father off, when really it was the father that didn't want to stay there in the first place. And that's the breakdown in our community a lot of times, is the man either goes one or two ways. Either he sympathizes with the woman, or either he resents the woman that reminds him of his mother, his auntie, or whoever she was. And that's the breakdown in our community that needs to
Got
be
it.
healed.
Okay, well, Miss Banks, we do have another caller. I would like to get this caller into this conversation. Calling from 253. You're live on the air. 253. Hello, 253. Okay. Going five,
Yes,
4. Are you
yes, ma'am.
there? Yes.
I'm here.
Okay, yes.
Hello.
Please, yes. What are your thoughts about Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti?
Well, I don't know a lot about either one of them. I don't. I'm older than that group. So I don't listen. I know he's a rapper, and I know her father's famous. But my thoughts are just it. I find it funny how, especially women, want to talk about how all she could have any man she wants, but no man is pursuing her.
Miss
No
Banks.
one's beating.
Okay.
No
Go
man
ahead.
is
I'm
beating
sorry.
down her door. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overtalk you. Sorry.
Oh, no.
No
Go
man's
ahead. I'm
beating
sorry.
down her door. Oh, okay. No one's beating down her door. She finally got with a man, which I didn't know about. Like I said, I'm older, so I don't follow. There's one particular person I like to watch his content, and that's how I learned about Gotti and Miss Simmons. And for years, I guess he chased her. I don't know, but according to his content, for years he tried to hook up with her, and she wouldn't hook up with her. But when all her options ran out, she decided to get with him. And to me, just by their body language and different pictures, it didn't seem real to me. I don't know these people, but the bottom line is, you know, people talk about she could have any man she wants, she could do this, she could do that, but that's not adding up.
Got it.
It doesn't add up to me that, yes.
Why don't you think she can have
go ahead,
any
I'm
man
sorry.
you want? What do you think it's about her that makes, I guess, so many good candidate guys don't flock to her? I mean, she's a very attractive girl when you say she keeps her body nice. What do you think it is about her that causes her not to have that many good options, as you would say?
Well, I think part of it is, and I think this is what a lot of women, not a lot, I'm not going to say that. If you want to generalize it, and this is just in generalities, I'm not speaking for every person, there may have been good men that were options for her, but for whatever reason, she found them not good enough for her. We don't know because we don't live her life. But I think, and not just her because she's rich and famous, you know, and all that good stuff. But I think a lot of women miss out on options of good men because for whatever reason, she disqualifies him, and she doesn't consider him for whatever reason. And it was probably a good man. And especially when you grow up in wealth, you know, it's easier to dismiss people. You know what I mean? For men and women, it's easier to dismiss people. It's easier to go, oh, I don't want him. Oh, I don't want her, you know, for whatever reason, because you grew up around all this wealth. And then when the crap hits the fan, and as you start getting older, women, I think, generally want to settle down and get married, have children, not all, but most. And as that time grows closer for you, you start to realize that. And the fact that he pursued her for such a long time and she wouldn't give him a time of day, I think when her options ran out, that's why she hooked up with him. And then him being a man, like a lot of men, you know, the fun is in the chase. And once they get what they want and they have what they want, if you're not what he wants, he's gone. Because it's easier for men to get women and keep women than it is for women to find that person that she wants.
Okay, I get that. You know, he was chasing her. And could it be that she saw it as romantic, that he had so much passion that he want to chase her? And what a lot of girls like to be chased, especially with a guy that can do this and do magic tricks and all that. Do you have any sympathy for her, knowing that it's no rumors of her cheating, but he has been seen with whores in a hotel that is a known nurse? Do you have any sympathy for her?
No, I'm married. So to me, unless you're married, you're not cheating.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. If you're married, then you're cheating. If you're not married, a person being faithful to you, as I see it, is a luxury. That person says, and I understand it. I get it. Hey, I'm going to be committed to you. You're going to be committed to me. We're going to have this exclusive relationship, and we're going to be committed to each other. But marriage is the only true commitment. That's how I see it. I'm old school. I'm old. I'm not that old, but I'm a little older. Marriage is the only true commitment. And whether you're a man or a woman, you don't owe that other person anything, really, to me, until that man makes you his wife. He doesn't owe you anything.
So if your friend lied to you and your friend is a liar, do you think that your friend is disloyal?
He says, I'm right. Huh?
Well, so let's pretend like you have a friend and your friend lied to you. Like this was like just your girlfriend and she lied to you. Do you think that she was being disloyal by lying to you? Because even if you're not married, that someone still lied to you. They still dishonored and still broke your trust. And it doesn't have anything to do with being faithful. They are being a liar. And we all know, let's go back to marriage. Marriage is a biblical thing. A liar is a liar.
Oh, absolutely. And I can understand if, you know, whatever type of relationship it is, when someone lies to you, that is a betrayal. if anyone lies to you, I don't care what type of relationship it is. But for him and her, just specifically because we're talking about him and her, it's like the Nia Long thing. People talk about, he's not married to her. Yeah, they had this long-term relationship, but he wasn't married to her. He don't owe her nothing.
What
But
if
a betrayal is a betrayal, right?
Yes, a betrayal is betrayal, but it's not adultery unless you're married.
Would you feel that same way if the roles were changed? If it was a guy, he was madly in love with this girl, they have not yet made it across the aisle to get married, but she cheated on him with multiple guys. Do you think that he should not get mad because they're not married yet?
He could be mad because he's betrayed. Absolutely, it goes on both sides. We tend to talk about the men cheating more than women,
but you have sympathy for that man.
Just as much as men.
But would you have sympathy for that man that got tricked and cheated on, and his heart is broken, his feeling was involved? Would you have sympathy for that man?
I would have sympathy for him, meaning
okay.
No one wants to see no one wants to see anyone get hurt. I think that's all our natural humanistic feeling. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. No one. That's what I believe anyway.
Right.
Outside of extenuating circumstances. So would I feel bad that he was hurt? Like if a woman got cheated on, like let's say Angela Simmons, she got cheated on, do I feel bad for it? Well, yeah, I do, because she was lied to and she was deceived. Maybe he told her one thing and he did another. That I can understand. But when it comes down to the baseline of everything, he don't owe her nothing. He's not married to her. And she don't owe him anything because she's not married to him. And
I would think that you owe me at least,
in our Black community,
you owe me respect.
No, you do owe people respect. Now, when you lie to someone and you cheat on them, we know that's disrespectful. We all know that. However, that's the thing marriage used to be a hierarchy, especially in the Black community. And I'm Black. I'm quite sure you can tell I'm Black. Especially in the Black community. And the value of marriage has been lost in our community. And what people, in particular women, they tend to do is we want to make everything equal. A committed relationship is not a marriage. A long-term relationship is not a marriage. But we want to make those things all equal because we want the person, because we feel bad for him. Like I feel bad for her. I don't know this woman. You feel bad for her that he lied to her and he deceived her. We want to make the standard the same, and the standards are not the same.
Okay. One question I have, this is off topic, but it has to do with marriage. If you are with a guy or whoever, and you guys been together for like 3 months, and you guys trying to be exclusive, you don't believe in being exclusive until you go down that aisle. So everybody in that party is just having, multiple partners until you go down that aisle. And then all of a sudden, once you go down that aisle, then everything is just going to stop. Is that how it works for you?
No, that's not how it works for me. When I was engaged to my husband, I didn't have multiple partners. I didn't have any partners. It was just my husband. And I believe when we were engaged, I don't believe he had any other multiple partners.
But you wouldn't be mad at him if he did, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I would be mad at him.
Why?
But
Why? You guys not married yet.
Yeah, we're not married, but it still doesn't change the fact that I trusted you when you said we were exclusive at this point. That doesn't change. So I'm human. He's human. We're all human.
I get that.
If someone lies to you or betrays you, you're going to be hurt. That's just the bottom line. If you say you're not going to be hurt, you don't care, you're lying.
That's a lot. You're right.
And we would sympathize with you.
You're lying. Yeah, and we can sympathize with you. But my thinking is this new world, the way people think, especially the younger people, because I'm 50 plus, I'm 52. So the way the world thinks nowadays is really how I see it. Unless you're married, they don't owe you anything. He doesn't owe her anything. He doesn't. That is not his wife. And when a man loves you and a man takes you on, we've lost, especially with the black female, we've lost the commitment, we've lost the respect for when a man decides to make you his wife. If you've been with a man for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and you're not his wife, there's something wrong with that picture. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. There's like this, I don't know who it is, like these young people, oh, we were together for 5 years and he dumped me. Well, after 5 years and you still begging to be his wife and he ain't made you his wife, that is what they call now a red flag for that young woman to start questioning the validity of that relationship. What does he really want? Because men, I know people didn't like him. I didn't agree with everything he said, but some things I did agree with, Kevin Samuels. Men give access to relationships. It is the man who decides, I want to make this woman my wife, or I'm going to decide to be committed to this woman because she's my wife. Women don't make that decision. We like to think we make that decision, but we don't make that decision. And unless he does that, and it don't take 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 years to figure that out. If that man has not made you his wife, that is probably not the man for you. I'm not saying dump him, do what you want to do. I'm human, you know. I've made all my mistakes in life too, like everybody else. Yeah. I'm not no perfectionist in relationships. But there are things that I think women, especially young black women, which I have a heart for, obviously, need to start recognizing. Stop wasting your time with a man, number one, if he's cheating, and he's already told you he's going to be committed. And number two, you've been with this man for X amount of years and you're still not his wife. That would be my only message to Angela Simpson.
Well, do you think that some women just don't want commitment? Some young women just don't want commitment?
I don't believe that. I believe it is inherited in our nature to have commitment. If a woman is hanging around a man for 3 or 4 years waiting to be his wife, she wants the final commitment. And that final commitment is to take on his last name and be his wife.
Well, they were only together for about a year. They haven't been together a long time.
Yeah, I think she's talking probably in general.
They haven't been together yet.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't keep up with them.
Yeah.
The only reason I know who Gotti is because one of the content creators, there's only 3 of them I watch. About 3 or 4 months ago, he brought up that situation, and it was like he'd been trying to get with her for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
And then when her options ran out, when nobody else wanted her, now she wants the man that wanted her how many ever years ago he wanted her. Now she wants him, and now she's surprised that he don't want her anymore. Because and I'm a female too. I'm not young now, but I used to like to be chased. Because that was a sign that the man liked you.
Yeah.
He made you feel good. You felt validated. You felt validated when like, oh, he likes me. He's taking me out to dinner. We're going to movies. We're going for walks. We're going for coffee. We're spending time together. Most women like that validation. Men want respect. Women want validation.
Well, what do you think Angela did to not get that?
I wanted to say something. First, let's give a big old thank you to Candace donating $5. And they say, yes, women, please stop treating dating as if it's a marriage. That this is why these men are not committing. They get the cow for free, married 13 years. So she know what she's talking about. But this situation right here, it reminds me of another couple. Okay. And I want to know, before I tell you guys this couple, would you guys guess it? Okay. So when we talk about men chasing a woman, tell me this, in a celebrity realm, what man chased this woman, chase, then got her, then married her, put some babies in her, then cheated on her, then left her? Can y'all tell me that man? Huh? Miss Banks, do you know who I'm talking about?
No, it's a lot of them. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a lot of them. So which one?
So no, Steve Harvey is still married. So the person I'm referring to is Safari and Erica Mena. If you guys remember back, Erica Mena was really not interested in Safari. She would always brush him off, but he was so consistent in chasing her. She finally gave him a chance, and they got married on the show Love and Hip Hop, and they had a few babies. And when I tell you he put her through hell with the cheatings and all of it, now they are divorced. Now he tells a different side. He says that she was abusive to him, and that's why he had to divorce her.
I think that goes back to the argument I was making about Yo Gotti. Just the other day, Safari was talking about he was blasting starships driving down the road. I think he's still in some aspect holds Nicki Minaj in his heart. I don't think he's over her. And to be honest with you, I don't think Nicki is over him either. I don't.
Okay, well, I don't want to.
I'm familiar with them. But,
yeah, what are your thoughts about that,
I,
Eric and Safari? 5253.
Well, I don't know. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch a lot of I don't watch any reality shows, but because stuff is so popularized, you know of it. But watching her, I think men are not listened to. I think men are abused by women. It's just that because we're the weaker vessel, physically the weaker vessel, we don't see the damage that can be done to the men. But the few scenes I've seen with her, there's no doubt in my mind, I wasn't there, I don't know, but that she could be abusive. The way she I saw one scene where she flipped some table over.
Yeah.
With some blue-haired chick. I don't even know her name.
Her Spice.
You can't tell me that doesn't just spurk out of nowhere. That woman was abusive. And there's no doubt in my mind, my personal opinion, that she was abusive to him. He was probably abusive to her, because those are usually very toxic relationships. I hate that word, but it's the truth. They're usually very toxic relationships. And because women were the weaker vessel physically, we don't realize the damage you can do to men verbally and emotionally. And a lot of men don't get to express that. And they don't express it because they feel like they won't be heard.
Basically. Or be taken serious. I understand. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect word. They won't be. It's like you hear 16. Unfortunately, it's sad. Young boys having affairs with their teachers. You got 16, 17-year-old boy. He don't care if his teacher's 24, 25. He don't care. But the world will be flipped upside down when a 24, 25-year-old teacher, male, is having an affair, even if it's consensual. Because a 15 or 16-year-old can't consent. It's not right. Don't get me wrong. It's not right on any level. There's something wrong with a man that is hooking up with a 15 or 16-year-old. But the world is flipped upside down when you hear about a male teacher having a consensual relationship with a female student.
It's wrong either way, though. It's wrong either way.
It is. It's wrong both ways. But it has a different impact when a 16, 17-year-old boy is screwing around with a teacher as opposed to a male teacher.
Well, you know what? 253. I just covered a story about this on another channel of mine called The Daily Report. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but in South Florida, I don't know what's going on in Florida, but it's a lot going on in South Florida. It was this teacher. She is arrested. She was touching, and she kept on being persistent with this 15-year-old boy and her student. And it was to the point that he had, I guess, a panic attack. And but I will tell you that was an awful story. And I looked in the comment section. Majority of the women, black women, they were against it. They said, "Oh my God, lock her up. That is so gross." However, the black men in the comments say, "Oh my God, that boy have to be gay. Why would he go tell? I would
Yeah.
love for my teacher to do this to me. I would love to have her as my pedo. And they just kept going on and on and on. However, I went to another platform. I went to another platform and where it's more Caucasian, and they were just all disgusted either way.
Yeah, it's disgusting either way. I worked in a jail for many, many years, 28 years. I had to retire to take care of, I have a disabled daughter. But there's this woman who was, her husband was a coach of the, he was a teacher, he was a coach of the soccer team. And they would have all these kids over, you know, for just special stuff when they won. And the son, one of the students, he started cutting himself, he started acting out. The father lived in another state, so the mother couldn't handle it anymore. So the father said, well, send him to me. The son went to the father. The father put him in therapy, and it came out in therapy that she was having sex with his like 12 or 13.
Oh wow. Okay. Woo. Okay. That's too,
jacked up.
yeah. Well, I just want to
that's jacked
say
up.
I thank you 253 for giving us your
Well, thank
commentary and
you. I
your
appreciate
thoughts.
talking to you, ladies.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
let you go at this time. All right. So we did have a slew of people calling, but they all left for some reason. And I asked you guys to please call back. How you doing, Miss Banks?
I'm doing good over here.
Awesome. Your audio is so clear. I'm loving it. I just want to say thank you so much for being a co-host tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And I just want to urge everybody to take the time out to make sure you have liked this video. This likes let us know to keep on going on YouTube. And also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can always get a notice anytime we go live or we talk about hot topics. So from the piggy bank, from the conversation we had, anything you would like to add, Miss Banks, before we go on, containing Yo Gotti and Angela? I know we kind of shifted, but if we can get back on Yo Gotti and Angela, that'd be great.
You know, with Yo Gotti and Angela, I feel like too, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of men thought Angela was gonna be with Romeo.
Wow.
And that's a part that people really don't want. I think they forget about. A lot of people thought she was gonna be with Romeo or even get back with Bow Wow. And going back to Erica Mena, they both have been with Bow Wow. But
Right.
I think that a lot of people thought that Angela and Romeo were gonna end up together. A lot of men, I think that's why a lot of men didn't pursue her. A lot of men, we don't know who really pursued her. But if we go back to that, and her options, a lot of people, even I and people I've talked to in the past, thought that her and Romeo were going to end up together.
You know what? I completely forgot that she was even entertaining Bow Wow or Romeo. I
Yeah.
I wouldn't even imagine just looking at her pictures. I don't know her. I would say, girl, you too feminine for these niggas. You need a manly nigga, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Romeo and Bow Wow. I just would not put her with them. But
I think she
no.
had to mature, to get to a different level of man. And I think that's what happened. And I think that's really why her and Yo Gotti got together, because she had mature. I think her baby's father dying matured her a lot. And I think that's when Romeo was just really out of the picture then. And I think that's when he kind of moved on himself, and went somewhere else. I think that, you know, I don't know about Erica and Bow Wow, but some people thought they were going to still be together. But you know how people, just like Nelly and Ashanti, people are always waiting for couples to rekindle. They're always waiting for couples to rekindle. And that's just the thing, another couple that's not really famous. There's a big deal right now in the industry talked about today. It's always a gamble when you go get with somebody that has potential of being back with their ex. It's a big gamble. And really that's what's happening with Yo Gotti. We know he's been messing with that nurse for off and on for years. and he went back to that old thing. A lot of people are worried that you're gonna go back and get with that old thing.
Yeah. You know what? I know this is so shallow of me, but guess what? I got a shallow mind at times and I'm messy. But when we go to picking mates for Angela Simmons, I just dislike the choices that she picked, but it's not me. She has to live her life for her. And I'm like, Angela Simmons, you don't like tall men, tall niggas? I mean, if you're gonna get with the entertainer, rappers cheat. Shit, if you're gonna get with a cheater, what about a basketball player, girl? Or what about a big football, tall nigga, football player? Okay. But she likes entertainers for whatever reason. She likes to stay in a rap. Romeo, Bow Wow,
Mhm.
oh Gotti, and they're all in the same height range. I have no disrespect to anybody. I'm just saying, if I had to match her, I'm projecting, okay? But go ahead.
I agree. I really feel like she can do better as well. I think it's, to me, honestly, I really think it's her environment because she's in a family where one of her uncles is a famous artist, and then another one of her uncles, was the head of Def Jam, and then her father being a rapper. I think she's kind of staying in that lane because of environment. I don't really think that Angela the type of girl that like pushes the status quo or rebels in the right way. I agree with you. Like it's so many different type of men that she can have, and I really don't think she puts herself in that place. I think it's a lot of Angela that needed to mature, and it's happening, just not at the right pace. And that goes back to what I was saying about Yo Gotti. I feel like he wants a more feisty woman, even though she's a good look in the public. She's a good look on paper. I really feel like he wants somebody more feisty, more mature, with more experience. And I really don't think about it. She really doesn't have that. Who else has she dated that was, really a grown man? Nobody.
Mm. Well, I would think, Yo Gotti, wouldn't you have known this before? And I don't know. That's a hard thing to chew, to say he wants a woman that's so mature and so wise above her years with experience. Usually guys want a girl they can train to be exactly what they want.
Yeah, the wife, but the one he's sleeping with, the one he's, dibbling dabbling with, you by default this happens. She's usually the opposite from the wife.
Well, that's in the bedroom, though. That's only a fantasy in the bedroom.
But
Maybe
he's
the
being
nurse.
seen in public with her too.
Yeah, well, maybe they're going out to bite to eat. I don't know. Like we said before, today's time is different. Back in the day, men were ashamed to be around their whores. They didn't go out
Yes.
to lunch with their whores. Whores were not to be seen and not to be heard. Whores didn't have a voice
Mm-hmm.
or a presence.
And they stayed in their place.
Yeah, because everybody else would shame them, including the husband. But nowadays, whores, they got their pride up, and it's a whole community, and they're running it.
Yep. It's a new day.
Yeah, the
Hopefully
whores.
it don't last long. Hopefully these men leave the whores alone altogether.
I
However,
don't
that
know. I
takes,
don't know.
but like the Miss 253 was saying, some of what she was saying I agree with. I do. It takes the woman, and what we were saying earlier about self-respect, it takes the woman to stop being the side chick. Because the minute all women say, hey, we're not gonna be a side anymore, we're not gonna disrupt another relationship, that's the day men change.
But that's never going to happen. When have that ever happened in the history?
When
And it's
Jesus
too many.
comes back.
And it's too many benefits with being the side whore. A side whore
Mm-hmm.
with so many benefits.
Yep. I agree, but that's what it's gonna take. However, if will it happen? We won't know till it happens.
Well, how about just get a man with high integrity, a man
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to betray you and do those things, but that's going to be a challenge as well. So it's just a challenge and it's just a risk, you know.
It
But we
is.
some more callers calling from 111. You're live on the air. Can you hear me? 111.
Yes, I can. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Just fine.
Got it. So, what are your thoughts on Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti?
They was never a match.
Okay.
It's not in the card.
Got it.
The card said that she should have been with more mature men. The man who she had a child for kind of led her wrong. And the truth is this: just because you're dating somebody, and just because you married somebody, cheaters gonna be cheaters. It does not matter. It's a level thing that a man wants to take you through, whether you dating him or if you're married to him. And just because you're married to him, he's not faithful neither, because you don't know. The woman holds the seed of the oyster. And if a woman gonna play with a man, ain't nothing you're can do about it, because it's just water, body fluids that could bring on diseases and a new baby in the mix. Our culture has not been taught about the power of our blood, DNA, and how strong we are. That's why some people can sit off and have kids and say, I don't have the husband, but I have the kids. And at this time, present time, we all got to learn. As a woman, Black woman, we've been neglected. You see, the thing is that the slaves were bought two ways. Either you was a house or you was a field. And the field is a problem to the house, because the house want to be more educated and the field have to sit back there and wait. Meaning that the other color took advantage of both colors. You see, Mrs. Candace on Forget, she talked about the white slave, but she never talked about the slave of a white woman slaving a Black man, which was first. And I'm going to break it down to you.
Well, okay. Well, I want to stop you there, because we're kind of getting off, and I really appreciate you, and I know what you're talking is the truth, and it's so deep. Unfortunately, we won't have time to get it all in, because we do have other
let me
callers.
just say one more thing.
Okay.
I'll say one more thing. We have to learn something as a woman. We cannot be a man's mother. We have to be our own self-protector. You cannot give all the love to a man at first, because he's out to dabble. And when you learn when a man is out to dabble, you have the right to fold and wait until he marries you. If you keep dabbling with men and getting jealous at the same time, you'll be at the end, and he's going to reject you because you're jealous rage. And sometimes if she's got a jealous rage, he's going to drop her. And good night.
That's true about the jealousy. They get bored real quick when you're jealous. All right. We're going to let her go. Calling from 770. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You know, I'm going to say something a little controversial, and I hope people don't kill me for this, but I think that he chased her when she was hot, and she was like a lot of the people in the rap game. They were after her because she was young. And
90 seconds.
Right?
Right.
She got with these, I don't know, these questionable dudes. One died and all that. She's a woman of a certain age now. Yo Gotti, he made us been like, okay, yeah, I'll mess with her because, you know, I was chasing her, now I can catch her. But it's all about the chase. And once he got her,
60
because
seconds.
she is a woman of a certain age, she's not that young thing anymore. She's not really what he wants anymore. And I think Kevin Samuels was dead on when he says, as men mature, they become more sought after because of wealth and they're more stable. But at their age, once they come up into their own, they're looking for somebody younger. And she's not of that age. She's not that young boo thing no more. You can see it in her body, her weight, everything. I just think that he was after the chase, he conquered, and he didn't take her seriously.
10 seconds.
I think she waited too long if she was going to be interested in him. That's it. And I know it's controversial to say that, but that's what I feel.
All right. Miss Banks, what are your thoughts on that?
Now that I would have to say I don't agree with, because historically, especially his children's mother, she is mature and she's a thicker woman. I don't really think he goes for the little cutesy girl. If that was her, then he would get with his artist Glorilla, and that would really be a big deal. But some men don't mix business with pleasure. However, I would disagree with that statement, because I really don't think that, because her and him, she's younger than him. And I don't really think he's looking for somebody that's really young. And historically speaking, he's always liked thicker women. And he's always liked women with their own jobs, with their own money, with their own thing going. So historically speaking, that's how Yo Gotti has been. So I would have to disagree with that statement.
But is he with his baby's mama? Because if he can't be with his baby's mother, if he was with her.
But she cheated.
And he.
Yeah, she publicly broke his heart. Like,
well,
everybody.
770. Do you know she cheated on that man? 770.
I would say I would probably say they both cheated.
No, but hold on. Let's stop. Hold on. 770. She cheated on him with his co-worker, and it turned to be his enemy. And it was making a spectacle of Yo Gotti. It was so embarrassing. She oh my God.
But maybe but he's a rapper. He's in the industry. They're never faithful. They're gonna have more than one woman, and she know that because she comes from a rap. She comes from that family, and I strongly believe that it was about the chase, and we don't know what he was doing, why she would do that to him. Women, they usually kind of keep that stuff on the low if they're doing it. But for her to publicly humiliate him, I'm seeing a get back.
She didn't tell it. It was the person that she cheated with that told it to make him look bad.
There you go. It's the get back, because if she was really faithful to him and he was faithful to her, we don't know what he's done for her to do what she did. And normally that's what's up.
So you feel that Yo Gotti just cheated, even though we don't have any proof. It was never said. He cheated because why did he cheat? Just because he's a rapper?
Because he's a man and he got options.
So you feel that all men cheat?
Options. I really feel that. I feel most of them do, and the more options they have, yes, he's a rich rapper.
Okay, you don't. But you know what? The 770, he is a human, and he can have discipline. You don't believe in discipline? A man of character, a man that has discipline over his flesh.
No.
You don't believe men can have discipline over their desires and have integrity? You don't believe men can have high integrity?
I think some of them can, but for the most part, no. This proven over and over again, especially men with more options, they exercise those options. And when you deal with people in the industry, these people are not faithful to each other. There's a whole bunch of arrangements and things going on for publicity. And like I said, we don't know what he's done, but I would bank on it that he's done plenty.
Okay, so does that make it right what she did?
You know when you what can you say that?
Does that make it right that she cheated?
That's the thing. It doesn't make it right. But if somebody is cheating on you, or you can't rely on them, and in your way of getting back at them, you think you're getting back. At the end of the day, y'all both just lose, right?
I mean, if that's the case, she got back in the worst way. She really could have got somebody to be offed, because dealing with those type of men and you're cheating with people that he works with, that is such a dirty low game.
It caused a big war and people lost their lives.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, but I don't see. Maybe for his pride and his ego, he might strike out at the guy, but I don't think it would be over her per se, like because he's so in love with her. I don't buy that for a minute. No. And when you ask that question,
you just have no hope in him, huh? No hope.
No, Gigi, remember when you asked that question about the man that was chasing after the female, and then he finally got her, and then he cheated and all that? And you know who I thought you were talking about?
Who?
I thought you were talking about Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. He did the same damn thing.
He cheated on Mariah.
He was over and over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she complained about it. And they did the interview, and when they were talking about him being a faithful person or whatever, she rolled her eyes. She, like she dissed him in the interview.
Yeah, that's not right.
And he was chasing her, Nick. And he was chasing her for the longest time, and he got her, got the babies, and he was exercising his options.
I guess it's really just a trophy.
I mean, when you get with a younger man like that, you cannot, especially when you're an older woman and get with a younger man, you expect them to be, well, me personally, I'm going to expect you to be loose with your peen. I'm not going to expect you to keep it locked up. You're young. You're very young compared to Mariah. He was very young.
I think that you guys are giving so many people excuses, and I think that's what caused more people to do it, because people don't require much, whether you're young or old. What about requiring respect or have that person integrity? I'm sure it's young people out here, and I know of a few that are very young and they married at a young age and they still kept their integrity because it was required of them as well, because they were just in a community that required them to have high morals and values.
As a grown woman, if you make a song that's called "I'm a Gigolo with Lots of Dough," I'm not having no babies with you anyway. I already know what you about, and I sympathize with Mariah. That was Nick Cannon's. That was Nick Cannon's song.
Sing it.
I'm a gigolo with lots of dough. Okay, first of all, if I know I'm a multi-millionaire woman, I'm not finna get with this young man who's singing about he a gigolo with a lot of dough. Oh that's no, I'm not gonna have any babies with you. That's a no-no.
That's what you represent. Even though in a comment section says that's a song. It's not a song though, but it's what you represent as a man that you're putting out here.
Yes.
Why putting that energy out here if that's not what you stand on, if that's not who you are?
Exactly.
This is your artwork. This is your career. Your art speaks for who you are as an artist. That's what art is about.
Yes, I think Mariah messed up when she got with him, but I can't judge anybody. But
I'm
still,
a
being
gigolo.
with lots of dough. Come on now.
But
No, 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 no. You a who?
you know
No,
something?
no.
We'll
But you know
listen.
something? Because Mariah got with him, she got what she wanted. And I mean, like, people don't really talk about the 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 truth of stuff. You don't want to admit it. You don't want to say stuff out loud. But I believe she got what she wanted from him, which was her babies.
I
And he
believe that
got her
too.
because she was always his crush, but it didn't change the fact that he was doing he was being who he is. And another example of that about respect, I think when you're talking about common people, just like your average person, yeah, that might ring true to that. But when you're talking about people of their status in that industry, you look at if you could be the finest, the youngest, and if that man could match you in money and wealth, Jay-Z did it to Beyonce, and she's much younger than he is, and he still humiliated her because he's that type of man, and he got plenty of options. And when you're in that industry, most of them, that's what they do. So I think that Yo Gotti, I think he got her. He chased her for a long time, but I think that she ain't that young boo thing no more. And he, who knows who he been with and what he's been doing. So yeah, she might have came with some get back, but and humiliated him. But maybe he had been
Well,
humiliating her.
this is what I have to say now. If for
Mhm.
instance, if I was talking to Erica Mena before the situation and what's the other lady name? Angela Simmons, I would say have a
Mhm.
purpose. When these men come and chasing after you, know that, hey, they dogs. Okay. So what do you
Yep.
want from
Yep.
them? Get what you want from them and get out. Don't give them your heart.
Yep.
They are on the chase and dogs like to chase.
And don't take
So
it public.
yeah, please don't take it public.
Don't don't take it public, please.
Keep your business your
Please don't take
business.
it. Yes, and stop. And I mean, if
Yes.
she really, really wants somebody, if she really want to be a wife in a really serious relationship, I don't think industry dudes are what it is. Because
Yeah.
if you get with an industry dude, you know what comes along with that. And if you're not ready to accept that, don't get with them.
But I think it's kind of a challenge because, of course, people have this reputation. The industry people are this and that, and she's of the industry too. So I think that she gets that bad
But
rep as well. And she knows she's not like what people say that she is. So she has that same sympathy for other people like him and to say, I know what the people are saying about you. You're a rapper, you're this and that, but they don't know you like I know you because I know people feel this way about me and they don't know me. So I think that why some people like her sympathize with other people that's famous, if that makes sense.
mm, mm,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I
Well,
mean, another controversial thing I would say is, you know, I only I only, I only know you for your work. So what you put out there is what you're gonna be judged by because she's had two very no, I don't know if it's two or one, but her first baby's daddy that got killed, he was a real questionable reputation.
mm-hmm.
And if you keep picking these same types of dudes, I can only go by what you've been putting out there. That says a lot about your character, your your respect for yourself or whatever. A prime example of that is Lauren London. She appears to be this princess. She's so pretty. She got to be a good hearted person and all this. But Look at her baby daddy.
You talking about the one that died, Nipsey?
That's one of them, and the one before that,
Why would you
named
you
Lil
don't
Wayne.
gotta bring her up, girl. That's girl. What? Come on now. We don't got no other body you can say. Lauren, I love Lauren.
Yeah, and she has admitted that she had a lot of healing to do because she had a lot of issues, a lot of mother and father issues growing up. Like if you listen to her talk now, she'll, you know, talk about all the healing she had to go through. I think society made her look like she was such a good girl, but she never came off like, oh, I'm such a prissy potty. She's never been like that. If you really look at her and look how she is, you can tell she's been through California life. She's been through, thug life. She's been through the street. She knows the streets. So it's not, I don't think she's been a sheltered person. I mean, her father is he's a Jewish man and he has connections and this and that. But it was a real breakdown when it came to her dad. So it's like, and she went through a lot as far as her parents and living in LA. And yeah, a lot of people think that she on the outside is just this priss pot. But if you really listen to her and really look at her story, she's been through a lot of trauma.
I love me some Lauren.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
I
I
mean,
gotta say. She's a favorite of mine.
I don't know her. Yeah, I don't know her trauma, but I know her choice. I've seen her choices, but also the image that they created for her, it doesn't fit the choice of men that she keeps going after. And it's the same thing for Angela Simmons. Her image that they created doesn't match the choices of men that she.
Can we talk about the image? Because who is creating these images? And we
That
can
part.
talk about Haley. Like you guys get on Haley so bad
Oh,
for
I
picking
know.
DDG, but these women have to live who they gotta be who they are. And I don't think they put themselves in a box. I think the world, they look at them and say, okay, you're gonna be our idol, you're gonna be our role model. This is what we expect from you. And they're like, I don't want to do that.
Same thing. That's what happened to Whitney. We all made her
Right.
the good girl.
Her
And
dad
that's
did
not
that.
how she grew up.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. We didn't do it. The industry, whoever her handlers are, Clive Davis, the way they put her out there to market her is this wholesome girl, right? So Angela Simmons comes off the way they portrayed her and put her out there is this wholesome person. And the same thing with Lauren London, these beautiful, wholesome girls. And that's the image that they create, this image to get them marketed and for everybody to, to be their fans and go, so that's, and if they're not, most of the time, they're not living up to that image.
No, I don't think nobody living up to the image, to be honest with you. Only person that's living up to the image is Sexy Red. Okay. I think she really is what she put out.
Okay.
Y'all talk about her for being so real.
I mean, that's too real though. That's what she doing ain't none of our business.
Yeah. But she's selling sold out shows and she's so popular, and that's the new world.
How though?
She's so popular.
Is she talented like that? Is her talent is that what it is?
No, I think the industry is pushing her.
Well, I don't know, Miss Banks. Maybe the industry is pushing her as they should. I think they push everybody. But when you look at people, real life people out here in the real world, they love that girl. So just like Krishan Rock, they love that girl. Like it's people that anytime you put their name in a blog, you got people actively looking for whoever talking about Krishan or Sexy Red. They love those type of girls.
But you see, I was saying this to somebody earlier. I think it's more like a freak show type of thing. Think about it. Historically, people love to go to freak shows. They love to go to the circus. That's also why we had 45 as a president. People love a freak show. People love to see people push the status quo, to push the wrong image, to push things that I wouldn't say or you wouldn't say. For the person that does say it or do it, put her on stage. We want to see her. And it's like it
Yeah.
reminds you of Rome. Today reminds you of Rome in the past. And that's how we know the fall of Rome was. People wanted to see violence. People wanted to see spectacles. People want to see this in societies. And it's gonna, everything's gonna come to a head eventually. But right now, that's what people want to see. They want to see the freak show. And if somebody come out and say, well, my butthole is green, then they're gonna be the next sensation. Somebody's gonna top the
But
person that's just on top.
I think I think that they have a following, and definitely think that they have their fan base that is very protective of them or agree with them. But I also think there's a I say 50. I, honestly, I think probably 30% of people rock with them, and the other 70 don't. But every time the other 70 speak out, they're the gatekeepers of our culture and trying to protect our youth and trying to get people to go high instead of low, because the low that they're at is pretty low. So the people, they got their fan base, but I don't believe for a second that the majority of people are rocking with them, because you see a lot of people, even people in the industry, is like, that's just too low.
Yeah. I
But
guess
you
it's
have
just
people that,
Yeah, I guess it's
hmm,
just depends on what community. We all know that black people. Somebody even said it's no community in black community. But the whole black community is very divided. Everybody got their own thing. So mostly, when I see it, it's like the shade room, the neighborhood talk, the gossip black sector community. I think the black gossip community online consists of those major blogs
Hmm.
that I just mentioned. And when it comes to
mm-hmm,
that community, the black gossip, they are very popular there.
yeah, yeah, because they got to tell their stories, and they know what that sector of that group that rocks with them. They know what they want to hear. They know what they want to see. And I think that sector of people that don't see anything wrong with it or are always defending them, I think it's possible they come from the same background that Krishan Rock and the Sexy Reds and those people that are allowing themselves to be exploited and used and made a fool of.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, Krishan Rock's sister, she is so money hungry that she's willing to go out there and just continue the humiliation and be exploited for that. But you can see that these people are so broken and damaged, and you got a lot of broken and damaged people that will go along. That's just like, this is how I grew up too. So they can
Trauma. Hmm.
Yeah, but I guess when you look at it, they say what in the black community, what is 13 or 11% of black people in America. So out of that 11%, how many of them come from the struggle? What percentage of that is like low income, and come from the
yeah.
struggle?
Yep.
I would say it's a lot.
Yep.
I don't think most black people
It's a
are
lot.
at the top.
Right. I agree.
You don't have to be at the top. You don't have to be at the
That's
top
true.
to respect yourself and to
That's
live.
true.
You
That's
don't have to be at
true.
the top to do that.
Thank you for correction. That is true.
But yeah. But
And
that's what.
going back to what you were saying about the 30%, it's like the 30% can be louder than the 70%. And it's like the 70% are more
Yeah.
people with more responsibilities, more things to do. So they can't be vocal about these type of things because they don't have the time, they don't have the energy. Like they fought their fights, they stood up for, Bobby Brown and his prerogative. But, now that we're down to Sex Red and Krishan and Sukiana, those people are loud about the people of their generation. And it's like after a while, you're going to grow up and you're going to look back and you're going to see that that was trauma and exploitation. It wasn't, something that
Yeah.
you should have even been loud about defending.
I
Now,
mean,
Keisha, I'm sorry to cut you
look at,
guys off, but I don't know if this is some tea.
uh
But Keisha in the comment section says that Angela Simmons is pregnant, and that's why she really broke up. He cheating ain't it for real. Okay, so I don't know how true that is, but we do have her later on coming on, and I guess she have heard or think that Angela Simmons is pregnant. What do you think about that? Sorry if that is true.
pregnant, pregnant by who? The guy that she cheated with?
Yo Gotti.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that baby ain't, like they say, baby ain't never kept no man. So, um, if she's pregnant, like I said, the choices that she make, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit that image she used to have. She's not no young thing anymore. And good luck.
Well, if she is pregnant, it might go back to what I was saying from the beginning, maybe, I don't know. He doesn't want to be, with somebody else that has children by him because his other children are, they getting up there now. These aren't no little babies. So, a lot of times men don't want to go make a whole new family and have to, deal with is she gonna cheat or having to actually commit. So maybe that's just it. I hope she's not. I hope she's not. Because personally, I know she's a Christian girl and she has her Christian values, but that might be, something to consider, not having. But I'm not her. But in my opinion, it don't look like something I would go through, but I would never, give somebody advice to have an abortion. However, if it was me, I wouldn't. I don't think he's willing to commit. And if he's not willing to commit to you for you, because he shouldn't commit for a baby. If he's not willing to commit to you for you, then maybe this is not the person you should be with.
Yeah. I think that I don't know, it can be some cons and some pros with this. Angela Simmons, she likes, she cares about what looks good. Even though she's not conservative. She's
Yes.
not conservative in the way where she thinks or she's pressuring men to marry her. That's not what she requires, especially dealing with the likes of Romeo and Bow Wow and her ex. That's not the type of girl she is. But,
Mm.
baby mama is, baby mamas are fabulous right now. And she will have a baby by a rapper, and people
But
say she will always get a check. And maybe she want more kids. She's getting at that age. And I don't know if she want
yeah,
more kids.
because she obviously might want more kids because
Right.
you're in control of your body. Because if you didn't want no more kids, you wouldn't be pregnant.
No, but at the same time, like having two baby daddies, and I don't
Well,
mean to
well,
disrespect
one of
anybody
them is
that has baby
gone.
daddies.
But one of them is
However,
gone, Miss Banks. One of
One,
them is dead.
I understand,
yeah,
but
one
for the
time.
second man to be a baby daddy, no, that this is another thing about our community. Well, other communities do it too. We just don't hear about it. But as far as us, I'm gonna speak on
Exactly.
us because I care about us more than anything. Like once you with the first baby father and that's not who you gonna marry, okay, that was a mistake. But by the time we get, and I say this about baby mothers too, when it comes to men, if you're gonna be with one woman and have a baby and not want to commit to her, fine. But don't go sleeping with another woman and put a baby up in her and you don't want to commit. Don't go sleeping with a second man and accepting his seed into you, and y'all not committed to each other. Why put the children through that? Because I come from a mother with two baby daddies, and the second baby father, he treated me like I was his child. My dad treated my sister like that was his child. But still, at the end of the day, it gets messy. It's too much. It's too much on the children too. People don't realize what effect this has on children when it's more than one father involved. And that's why it was such a big thing a year ago or 2 years ago about buying the other children food, and one of the child doesn't get food from the baby father. And it was a big deal because it starts to get a mess and messy, not just for the parents, but for the children too.
Well, Keisha says that you know what, a lot of people today's world don't want marriage.
I get it, but if
Believe
you
that.
don't want marriage, and I get that because I'm not married to my children's father, even though he wants to be. I get it. However, I'm not gonna go add a second man on and have his children and not be married to him. And I get it. I don't want to be committed. That's why I don't stay in relationships long. And I tell them from the beginning, look, I'm not gonna commit to you. It's not my thing. I don't do that. We can date, and if you want to move on or I want to move on, we're going to move on.
I like that shit. You so real. But Nia Long, she didn't believe in marriage. Rihanna, she don't want to be married. I mean, it's a lot of people that don't. And when you look at people in your family, shit, a lot of people in your family are in relationships and they ain't married either.
But I think that represents a lot of broken and damaged people that
They
don't
hold
have
on. They said
her
Rihanna is
enough.
married. I didn't know she was married. She got married to him. But go ahead.
No, they not married.
Not that I
Yeah,
know
they
of.
not married that I know of. But
Not
go
that
ahead, 770.
not that I know of. But that just shows you a lot of broken and damaged people, and they don't have the good examples of being in committed relationships and married. Because I mean, like, a lot of people, and I'm not just talking about average people. I think for the most part, average people, even if they are damaged, they want to be married, they want that relationship. But it depends on who you pick. Because if you pick somebody who is not going to commit to you, you just chasing, and then you come out and say, "Well, I don't want to marry him anyway." You would marry him if he was good to you, if he was
Hmm.
really good to you. But if he's dogging you out, of course you're gonna say you don't want to marry him.
I think
And
a
as
lot
far
of.
as the people in the,
Go ahead.
yeah,
No,
no,
I
I was just
thought you were
gonna say,
done.
as
Go ahead.
far as I was saying, like a lot of people in the industry that say they don't want to be married and they're having babies with these men. Most of them are bisexual, so they're having. Rihanna's getting what she wants, which is her babies. Jay-Z got what he wanted, which was his babies. But they're they're not in your average typical relationship because most of these people are gay or bisexual.
I was
And
gonna
they're gay or mhm.
I was gonna say a lot of people are turned off by marriage because of married people. A lot of married people are miserable in their marriage. When you look at prostitutes, you talk to them, majority of their clientele are married people. And when you talk to a lot of married people, not all, but you see the divorce rate, and you see a lot of people that are still married. They're not in it because they want to. They're in it because of their kids. They're in it because they can't afford to get out. So whether just because you got a paper or I think marriage is great for protection. I think marriage is great for a business if you're going to benefit from that marriage. But that doesn't save you from heartbreak. That doesn't save you from a person if he's going to do X, Y, and Z. But that will protect you for financially, if you're smart about it.
Right.
Maybe if but Gigi, we know that especially when you're talking about people getting married younger. Even some people in up in their 30s and stuff. Most of these marriages fail because the people shouldn't be married in the first place, because they're not equally yoked, or they're so damaged they're not really compatible in the first place. And a lot of people get married because they want to be married. They want, that fantasy.
Yes.
And I really believe it's a fantasy, and you don't know you're gonna be miserable till you get into it, or you
Because
are
people don't realize it's work.
the two of it's work. And people get married. Look at young Jeezy and Jenny Mai. They ain't been married but a minute, and I guarantee you he been having issues with her before he got married, and he still did it. And you're looking at two people who shouldn't have been together in the first place, because if you're compatible and everything, it wouldn't just fall apart like this. So
Jeezy fumbled a lot of women though. He got a bad track record as far as women goes. He fumbles a lot.
but she should know that. She know who he is. That's your job, to know who you with. And if you're going to be with them regardless of knowledge of their reputation, that's on you.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but when it comes to women that are considered foreign, they think that they can change a man. They think, oh, he's gonna be faithful to me even if he wasn't faithful to y'all. Because a lot of times they look at themselves superior and look at us as black women inferior and say, well, he was just unfaithful to you, or he just treated you that way. He's not gonna treat me that way. And then they start to see that this man is this man. He's not,
Right. I,
you
I
know.
hear, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Miss Banks, but I also see that a lot of guys are telling these women, you're different. I would
Yes, it's their fault too.
I will be loyal to you, but because you're different. So they gas these women up, and you can hear
Mm-hmm.
the rhetoric
Yeah.
of them saying, well,
Yeah.
if I was with this type of woman and they're so better and they're this and they're that. So, of course, they get the message. Okay, well, he just like my custom. He appreciate I'm so family value. He appreciate my look, my size. He's gonna do me right because he already told the world that he wants them to be us anyway. So they go into it thinking that, hey, this is gonna be real. So
That's where they get the mindset from. A lot of times, the black men push that mindset onto them. They do it in music, they do it in art, they do it in entertainment, and then they do it personally, pushing on this image or this idea that foreign is better. And they think that even in regular life, women I know, Hispanic women that I live in a military town. So I see a lot of foreign women married to military men that they meet abroad or this place and that place, and they are taught or think that they're superior to us, but in the grocery store he's staring at me and following behind you, but it's in her mind, I'm not competition. But that's not true. They
They,
trick them into thinking
they make
this,
it seem
but it's not real.
they they can make they make them think that they're superior. But what the African American man or whatever, he don't. Especially, I'm gonna talk about young Jeezy and Jenny Mai, because she thinks that he was putting her on such a pedestal that she could control, and he would treat her like a diamond. But I also think in her mind she felt she was superior to him.
I do too. I do
And
too.
you could hear it in the word choices that when she's describing things, because she had the audacity, she had some balls to say dark meat on the side and white meat make you lean. And that comment that she made. I mean, like, are you that dumb to say something like that out loud? But that lets you know that she feels that the African American man can be manipulated or just taken advantage of because they put them on such a pedestal. And I really believe she felt like she's superior to him because she says she has a temper and he would check her, but then at the same time she says she would say, "Who the hell do you think you're talking to?" And I'm looking at her and I'm listening to this and I'm like, girl, you don't even realize this man got more fame and more reputation than you will ever have. But yet you still feel like you're superior to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he gave her his ass to kiss and walked away. And she just had that baby. And it didn't make no difference because he's just like, he checked her. That's chess, and it's game over. And there ain't nothing she could do to change that.
Mm. I believe she got her bubble pop too, and it's really a shocker for her. And then the fact that it came out of nowhere, well, it came from somewhere, but just right before he filed for divorce, she was online with the daughter, with the baby praying for him. And next
Yeah.
thing we know is divorce. And I don't think she knew he was gonna file.
Yeah.
I think it blindsided her.
Got it. All right, you guys, I would like for Miss Banks to stay on in 770. What's your nickname so I know? Your internet
Eve.
name? Eve. Eve, stay on for me, okay?
Eve.
I'm gonna add someone
Okay.
else, Eva. Donna,
Yes,
how are you?
very well. Listening to you ladies and taking in the information. I think a lot of what we're talking or what you all are talking about is really important for younger women, but also middle-aged women too, who are unrealistic to think that these people are going to be exclusively for them without a commitment. Even with the commitment, if you're dealing with a cheater, married or not married, they're going to cheat. And maybe her parents, Angela's parents in this example, maybe they could serve her information that would be constructive in terms of putting herself out there to be disrespected and to be dumped publicly. Also, with the rumor of the $48,000, this is nothing to this gentleman that's supposed to be a part of her life, but he's unwilling to work with her when she has a situation. This is not somebody that wants to be with you.
Yeah. Well, Donna, I don't want to put it all on him, but I just want to say, I love your voice, Donna.
Oh, you're wonderful. Thank you.
Do Yo Gotti did he know about this? Because we all assume that he knows, but sometimes in relationships or in marriages, people hide debt. People
For
hide
sure.
accounts. So
For
we
sure.
know if Yo Gotti even knew about this.
Well, what's interesting is if it's publicly being announced that she owed this money for this back rent. Maybe he didn't know initially, but he certainly knew before he gave her the boot.
Mm.
So the point is, are you doing constructive things that would give her ways to get herself out of this situation? Are you committed to her as a friend and lover to help her organize her life to get herself out of this situation? Or do you just desert her and say she's not worth it and move on to the next? So, I mean, the $100,000 question is, Angela should have or should know to what extent this man is committed to be in her life. If you're living, the problem with a lot of younger people are you're playing house with no status. If you're living with someone or you're traveling all over the world with this person, but this person shows you no proof that they're committed to being in your life over an extended period of time, why then are you putting forth this huge amount of effort to stay in a relationship with someone that you don't even know if they're going to be there for you. So, I mean, there was a lot of press about her and he several months ago traveling all over the world, here, there, everywhere, spending thousands of dollars in different countries, different parts of the world. So, if that is the case, are you there for fun and not for serious problems as well? I mean, it just seems very bizarre to me that all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're no longer. You all were just highlighting how wonderful your relationship were. I don't know. Were they living together is the question.
Well, didn't they say that about Jenny Ma and Jeezy, Donna? Didn't they say right
Absolutely.
before the divorce they were on these trips and people didn't believe it and how could they
That's
said the
right.
same thing about Remy Ma and Papoose. We just
That's
seen
right.
it together. How could Remy cheat on him?
That's right. Well, once again, it's still, the media plays an extraordinary role in how these stories are portrayed. But I think inevitably,
Very true.
oftentimes the women take the blunt of the default. I mean, now in terms of, Jenny Marr and Jeezy, that's a whole nother story because she also played a pivotal role in painting this imagery of everything being wonderful. And he was just this super great person, in spite of the fact that all these other women that have been a part of his life that have children are all damaged from from his relationship with them prior. So it becomes a question of who's telling the truth. Are you painting an image, Jenny? And then when all hits the fan, you have another story. I think when you're dealing with men who are successful, who have a large disposable amount of income, doesn't matter whether you're American, European, African, they have an abundance of choices. Once women start having children, losing body configuration, less marketable, and so forth, so on. You have to think, women, in the future, they have to think in terms of where will my life be after I've given birth to one child, two children, whatever? Am I going to continue to be able to stabilize myself? It took two of you to make a baby. Won't it take two of you to help raise this baby? I don't know. I think that being honest with yourself in terms of what kind of men you're choosing, because women choose the same type of men because it's a pattern. I mean, obviously Angela likes bad boys. It's a consistency about the type of men you're choosing. All of them living different lifestyles and having different options. So where do you fall once you become less marketable or once you are less popular? What is he going to do with you? Is he going to trash you? Is he going to be there for you? I don't know. It just seems odd that she has a family that's from the industry that could offer no guidance or at least help reassure measures that she should take to help ensure her future is secured
It
by
seemed,
this person that you're spending all this time with.
yeah, it seemed like she rebels against their teaching.
Uh-huh.
She does not
Okay.
follow their teaching. And you know what else, Miss Banks, I'm thinking about? Because you said Yo Gotti got involved with the woman that betrayed him in such a nasty way. And
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
you guys told me that Simmons was dating Bow Wow and Romeo. Is that true?
Wow.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
wasn't Bow Wow Romeo, wasn't they enemies at one point in time or had some drama issue? How
Now she had been dating them since she was a young girl when she was,
Mm.
okay.
like high
Yeah.
school age. But she
Interesting.
continued this up until like the last, you know, she kind of wasn't dealing with Bow Wow. But she was still dealing with Romeo up until like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. They were
Wow.
still on the show together.
Mm-mm.
So what's the growth between these other performers slash actors and Yo Gotti, who seems to be in a different a different economical level than these previous men that she's been with? This gentleman is a little bit more wealthier than these other guys. So what going forward for her are protective measures before you commit to a long-term relationship with a wealthy guy? What what assurances do you have? Are what strikes me with a lot of young women are are you interested in committing to these men or being in a committed relationship, or are you okay to be eye candy on their arm until they get tired of you and then you go blow away?
That's a
I
good
mean,
question, Donna. I
That's
think
what.
that she validates herself being an eye candy because she's always posting pretty pictures every day
there
of
you
her
go.
body, of her figure,
There
the
you go.
makeup, the base hair color wigs, the
Absolutely.
outfits. Everything is so cutesy, and her validation is eye candy.
There
Now,
you
every
go.
woman is not like that. Some women don't care, and they're off doing other things, not
Right.
trying to, uh, post thought traps for men to look at them in such a sexual light.
Right. But when you set yourself up as eye candy and a trophy, you become disposable. Because what other than that are you bringing to the table to substantiate me spending a lifetime or an extended time with you?
Yeah, that's what I was saying about her maturing. She's
Absolutely. I mean, this is something that you have to really consider. What's the I mean, both people, it has to be a reciprocal feeling. If I feel that you are only there to look good, it's easier to dispose of you when I want a different option. Maybe I don't want a lobster today. I want crab. Do you understand? If that's all that you bring to the table for me, you're much easier to dispose of. I
And
don't know.
saying about these that's what I was saying about them having so many options. And
Yes.
once you reach a certain age and you're not that young thing that they
Hmm.
consider arm candy, and like
Yes.
you said, I believe that even though her image and her family's image has been more somewhat wholesome, I believe
Yes.
she grew up. Rev Run wasn't always Rev Run, and he don't
Right.
have just one baby's mom.
Right.
They come from that industry, and I believe that she saw that as an example. She lived that, and
Hmm.
that's what you're seeing in
Hmm.
places.
that's
It's
what I was saying about her environment.
Great. It,
but look at how this happens. I mean, Jenny Ma, for example, and Angela. How are you all the publicly humiliated by men who have track records of not being great men to the women of their past? What, where in your new relationship with these people did you change and or make a difference? Are you evolving to be
did.
something else? Because as you grow older, even for these men, as they grow older, they're no spring chickens either. So the only advantage they have over these women is economics. So are these women choosing these men because of their economics and not caring about their own self worth
Yep.
prior to getting involved in these relationships? Are you superimposing yourself in an environment that you're unfamiliar with, and letting the chips fall where they must, only to be around a person that's economically free and fun to be around? Do you consider yourself worthy of being treated in a certain way? Do you present a certain thing to these men that you're involved with that shows a difference?
Well, that's
That
what I was saying
mm-hmm.
about Angela in the beginning. I don't
Yes.
think she was equipped for the type of lifestyle Yo Gotti lives. I
Yes.
think she was wearing bigger panties than she can fit.
Uh-huh. Interesting. That's right. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Because
I think
something is wrong in this mixture with Jenny Ma as well as Angela. Were these real relationships, or were they staged relationships?
Hmm.
for
For
Angela,
clout.
she's a fun baby. So she's not always her funds. She has money, but it's limited. She's a trust
Yes.
baby. For Jenny Mai works for her money, and she's always has gigs. So
Yes.
for her
But
to
she
get
doesn't have the kind of money that she has
for
yet to make the kind of money that
for
Jay-Z has.
exactly, and for Angela to get with Yo Gotti, it's a
Hmm.
lifestyle that they're trying to maintain. They're trying to chase this lifestyle,
Right. Right. But then
and
we get the part that you
they,
want to chase.
they're taking that
But
risk.
what do you bring to the table so that you won't be disposable? That's the point.
Yeah, because Jenny Ma was in between jobs when she got with Jeezy.
See what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
That part right there. And then what are you bringing to the table that's different?
Well,
And we all know how adamant she was about not having children. And
Right.
then she got married again and had
Right.
children. And we all knew how adamant she was. I think, the child more than anything was to solidify the relationship, even though she was married.
Right.
I think that's a challenge. Like, what do these ladies bring to the table
That's
when
what I'm
these
talking about.
men chase them? When your
Mhm.
body was chasing and kept telling everybody, I want her, I want her, I want her. He didn't require much. He didn't require her to do anything.
Uh,
He just wanted her because she was a trophy in his eyes. And same with Jeezy. Did he
Yes.
require much when he was taking her on a helicopter ride?
Right.
Require much. He didn't require nothing at all. All they want you to do is be willing. At the beginning, I'm
At the
assuming,
beginning.
and
That's the point.
yeah. So are these guys? Are they upfront? Do they let them know, hey, this is what I'm really looking for, or are
Right.
they just using them for clout? They said that Jeezy was using Jeannie Ma for clout. He wanted to get in different spaces. It was a good look. He was trying to get
Uh-huh.
away from the thug lifestyle. I guess
Right.
imagery. He wanted to sell his books,
Right.
and this is Hollywood. And even though back in the day, you really had to be married and to get into places and to get into doors and to be
Right.
considered.
Yeah.
Same with maybe in a presidency.
Yeah.
A person that is married have more chances of getting in versus a single because a marriage in America is symbolized that you have the happiness everybody is looking for, that they want. And it's same with social media. When we look at all these housewives, love
Mm-hmm.
hop, they have to create a marriage or relationship, even if it's not there, to sell a show.
Right.
So I think the same thing, if they're not on the show, they know being involved with another person in Hollywood, it would do their
Yes.
career justice. It would
Hmm.
good
Good
look.
point. Good
Um,
point.
so I think it's a mixture of it all,
Yes.
rap, you know.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, but I think going forward, the eye candy, the women have to decide once you because both of these women were elevating their financial status by being with these two different gentlemen. Both of them were elevating their financial status and their lifestyle in terms of the way these men live. So the question becomes, do they have to evolve and bring something else to the table in order to keep the relationship together?
I don't know. I think that Yo Gotti, he don't want to be kept. I think that he has a nurse girlfriend that he's been dealing with for quite some long time, and he just got caught with her at a hotel. So I don't think it's nothing Angela could do to stop him from going out. If a man wants to go out and cheat, then he's going to go out and cheat.
He gonna,
If
Right.
he wants to stay
that's for
home and
sure.
really work that thing out, then he will stay and really work that thing out. But I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything that she can do. I think the only thing she can do is play the game and know what she wants out of this and know that, hey, this thing has a good 90% of failing. Angela, are you going to be happy when it fails? Are you going to get what you want when it fails? How is this going to work when it fails? You have to play out the worst scenario and be saved and have a plan when that time comes.
That's what that part right there is what I'm talking about. How are the two of these women the losers in this scenario when you give up so much of your time and effort, better planning?
It doesn't.
That
Yes.
doesn't.
See, that's the thing when you're dealing with these type of women
Mm.
and not chasing the money, the fame, and the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
They're not what they're bringing. What they're bringing to the table is being beautiful
Mm-hmm.
and being youthful.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of these men, they're not really trying to hang or be serious with someone who's not beautiful or youthful. And that's what when you hear a Steve Harvey or these Kevin Samuels, these men be brutally honest when
Yeah.
they say she don't have to bring nothing to the table. What she's bringing to the table is her youth and her beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And how much does that cost?
It's interesting. That's an interesting statement. That's very interesting.
When it's
No, I said that's very interesting because neither of these two women are very young. So they must have had a draw of some type outside of just being the pretty young thing. They had some media presence, some background, some draw to draw these men in. But the question becomes, once you draw the person to you, are you making plan of action to keep them or to be in a long-term relationship or to establish some kind of rapport whereby there's a mutual respect, even if you have two separate lives? I'm not, it's very interesting because this seems to be a reoccurring theory for the women cast aside. I mean, this young lady, Krishan, and so many of these other young women are dealing with bad boys that do reckless things publicly often, but these women seem to be left out in the cold with baby, without baby. It seems very odd, like something is a little dirty in this milk.
Can I just say something? The reason why these women seem to be left out in the cold is because at the end of the day, once their youth and their beauty and all that, there's nothing that they can do unless they have a mutual understanding and agreement that he's going to move the way he moves and you're going to accept it.
That's the
This
bottom
has
line.
been happening for a long time. This is nothing new. I mean, you can look at Juanita and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan wouldn't have gotten the deals has gotten if
Mm-hmm.
Juanita didn't help him get in a lot of doors. And
Of
she's
course.
a black woman. She was a beautiful black woman. Now we
But she
see
was
who
also
my
very smart. She got one of the best divorce settlements ever in the
I
history.
mean, she's smart
Very
even without
smart.
the divorce settlement. She got him in a lot of doors
No,
because
but my
she
point is she's in terms of being married to an athlete and or a philandering husband, she
Mm-hmm.
stands as an example of what plans better be taken before you step into a relationship with this kind of man, that there's an end game for you and you are not out in the cold.
but
This particular
she
woman was
was
very smart,
married
huh?
to him. So that's
No,
what
she was married, but she also didn't leave broke. 179 million.
Yeah, she
Juanita was very
was
smart,
smart.
huh?
Has always been smart. Juanita was
Yeah,
smart whether
but I
it came
guess
to her
Donna
marriage or
Yeah.
not.
Donna was saying that how is Jeannie Mai getting played? Like she, when
Exactly,
you look
sister.
at it,
That's
it
what I'm
looks
talking
like
about.
she lost.
This is what
However,
I'm going back
feel
to.
I feel that hold on. I feel like with Jeannie Mai, she did have ideas what she wanted. She got the
Yes.
mama in the house. Okay.
Yes.
He's taking care of my mama. That's another one. Now I
Yes.
want
Mhm,
my brother to be taken care of. She did that.
And she
mhm.
But
doing the most, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a war between her
Right.
and Jeezy, and I guess she thought she was going to win that war, and she lost. And
Right.
I think she didn't expect it. And then she said for a month she's going to work on her family. She's trying to fight for her family. He
Mm-hmm.
said, I don't want you no more. And she
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm fighting for my family, you guys. I'm devastated because they were trashing Jeezy on the internet. They were saying,
Mm-hmm.
he's wrong. He does all his baby mamas like that. But then they had to stop when Jeannie Mai came out and say, "No, I'm fighting for my man, y'all." Okay, and then it was like, "Oh yes, Jeannie, she's fighting for love. She's
Mm.
fighting for
But
her."
see, the ex-husband dispelled that rumor as well when he came to say, "I'm the white, lean, keep me mean person that you were talking about, and you treated me like trash too." So
Mhm.
which one is it?
Yeah, yeah.
So Jeannie might have some dark secrets that are, in the back as well. But what I think
Can I
women better pay attention to
say
is
something?
that you better not get in situations with these powerful men that are wealthy and not have an end game planned for yourself.
But that's what I was saying about bringing something to the table. A
Yes,
lot of, and that's why I was talking about Juanita. But back to what I was saying when we were talking about bringing something to the table,
right.
these women are actually bringing something to the table. And when we talk about Angela and what she's bringing to the table, she can get Yo Gotti indoors that his street or hood status as a hood CEO can't get him. Jenny Marr can get Jeezy indoors that he couldn't get in before she got with him. It's the same thing. They can get these people indoors that they previously could not get in.
I
That's
no, I
what they
agree with that
bring to
part.
the
But
table.
but guess what? The difference though
I
is
don't agree with that.
Okay,
let me
I'm,
tell you.
770
I'm
want
gonna
to
tell you.
speak real quick. Go ahead, 77 now.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. And this is why you have the Juanitas separated from the Jenny Mines and separated from
Mm-hmm.
the Angela Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
If Juanita was so smart, which she proved to be, there was still an agreement. And you know how many
Definitely.
years she had to endure with him and cause not humiliate that man, not
Mm-hmm.
bring him all this drama because he still moved the way he moved. He's a cheat.
Mm-hmm.
He
That's
had
two different but this is two different generations. I was comparing the two
she
Let
or
endured.
comparing the
Listen,
three.
yeah, she just want to finish. Go ahead.
she endured. And
Mm-hmm.
when you have a marriage of long duration with a wealthy person,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get that's your end game plan.
Mm-hmm.
The longer you can stay in that marriage with that wealthy person, the more you're going to come out of it with is talking about money, because that's
Mm-hmm.
a marriage of long duration. Now, if you don't have a marriage of long duration, or you have no marriage, and you counting on because your mindset's not right, you're not really that intelligent, and you think
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have 1 and 2 and 3 babies with him, and now I'm set. And then when at the end of the day, you getting $10,000 a month, and you're not set.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
even
That's
with the
different generations.
even with
This
the Donald
generation of girls don't think like that.
Trumps of the world, even with the Donald Trumps of the world, his first wife, she made out almost like Juanita. At the time, she was the highest paying divorcee.
But
But where
smart
is she
again.
now?
She
But
But
got
smart.
where is she now?
She's deceased, but
But
she's smart.
where is her body now?
Buried.
Now, getting walked over at his golf course. Ivanka did not come out of that divorce on top. So I give Juanita her accolades, but the
No,
thing I was
Ivanka. No,
trying to
Ivanka
say,
came out on top. Huh? She really had a wealthy life.
Let
She raised.
Ivanka died lonely. Her children did not want to see her. She was alone. She fell down those steps alone. Her only friend was her maid. Her wealthy friends had abandoned her. They
Well, she
didn't
had
care
also
about
had
her
another
because
marriage too.
Donald Trump made her look bad.
let me
She.
Ivanka came out lonely.
when they
Ivanka came out sad with
when
okay,
they
all
Miss,
her precious
Miss,
jewels and
okay, Miss,
all her.
sad.
Miss Banks. Let go ahead. Seven
Honestly,
seven
they're
zero.
all sad. They're all sad. Let's not play this game. They're all sad and
Mm-hmm.
lonely, and they got the warmth of their millions, and
Yes, Lord.
that's what they came out at the end game. Because
Mm-hmm.
as you age, and the reason why Donald Trump's wife was able to remarry, she had millions that she came out of that marriage
Yes,
with
she did.
40,
Yes, she did.
and she lived a lavish lifestyle, and
Well, and
she
she raised those three
married.
kids. She
And
raised
those
the
three
three
kids
oldest
didn't want to
children.
see her.
No,
Those
but what
three
I'm
kids
saying is
didn't
that
want to
she
deal with
raised
her.
and educated those children. She had a certain amount of status that she maintained, even though she was lonely. But one of the statuses, she was never broke again.
Okay.
No,
Now
when,
that is what
Now,
that's the breakdown. That's another breakdown. We put wealth as such a big deal when it really does not matter. And that's what these young girls think when they get with these guys. They see wealth, they see status, they see a life that they're not gonna get. They're not gonna get that with these new men.
If the yeah that well this is a secret to be unlocked, in the sense that if you've lived a lifestyle and you've become accustomed to a lifestyle, if Halle Berry can pay men $20,000 of separation per month that she
Mm-hmm.
was never married to, it can be worked out. They
mm,
are just not strategic in
right,
how they're doing it.
right. They don't know how.
Okay,
Exactly.
because Hallie's still paying that guy. She never married. That was her first
And Sherry
husband. No,
Shepherd
her
is
first
too.
baby's. Her first baby's father. She never married that model. He
yeah,
never had the financial status as her. She has had to go to court several times to have the monies that she pays this man monthly still
Sherry
reduced.
Shepherd, Jennifer
Sherry
Hudson,
Shepherd,
the same
of course.
thing.
But guess what? The men
you
were foreign men,
but you
used the legal system
No,
to
know what
get
with
what
Sherry
they
Shepherd, he was
needed.
black.
Huh?
Sherry Shepherd's husband was
you
he
know
was
what
Yeah,
black.
Sherry Shepherd's husband was black, but Hallie, the first gentleman, was Canadian. And then the second man that she married was French, Spanish French. She's about to start paying him alimony. Okay. So
you know
what
why
I'm saying is that money. We're not saying that money is more important, but what we are saying is that if you've spent years and money, time and effort to dedicate your life to a particular person, at the end, he should he or she should not be able to ride off in the sunset and you ride down to the local shelter. There's something wrong.
Right.
Okay.
And this is what they should know. This is what they should
Well,
be
hold on,
being
Miss
taught.
Banks. Miss Banks, hold on, because 770 still has some more to
Yeah,
say.
go ahead,
Go ahead,
770.
Um,
But this, I'm saying legally,
Mm-hmm.
fathers, whatever it's being paid, or the mothers, they're being paid legally because, like you said, they're strategic.
That's
Hallie
right.
took care of him.
That's right.
She was taking care of him. He was living that lavish lifestyle because of her, and
That's
he was
right.
accustomed to that lifestyle.
That's
He's not
exactly my point.
going to say,
That's
I'm
the
going
exact point that I'm making.
to walk away and say, he's not, he didn't walk away and say, I'm going to be a weekend daddy. He said,
Right.
50-50 custody.
There you go.
I pay for that.
That's right.
So he had his strategy. And when you're talking about these young girls that running after these rappers and these other entertainers and athletes,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have that strategy. They looking at quick money and whatever, getting pregnant. But just because you get pregnant doesn't mean that you're gonna walk away wealthy.
That's right.
Exactly.
And
If you don't have a strategy, that's right.
they don't have it because legally it doesn't work that way.
Look at all these Kardashian girls, $40 and $60,000 a month for babies and they've never been married to these men. How is it that this young girl, Krishan, is just bragging about her credit won't allow her to buy a house, but she just spent $165,000 for the property rent for a year? If you have $165,000 cash, you can buy a house, my dear. I don't know
Well,
who the
where
hell
would
was
she
teaching
learn
her.
this financial? Where would she learn this financial advice from? Where would she learn this from?
She don't have no financial advice. It's free fall. Anytime the father of a brand new baby who's a millionaire living in California has not even bought a diaper, how is that possible?
Where would she learn this from?
She has she hasn't learned anything. She
Some
ain't learning that
Exactly.
from nowhere.
from the
So she doesn't have anybody
people,
to advise her. We've seen her parents. We've seen
nobody.
she comes from where she comes from. My family is from the same city. It's a lot of struggle. I lived there in high school. I went to high school in Baltimore.
Jada
And I
Pinkett
went
is
to
from
private
also
school.
Jada
And this
Pinkett is from Baltimore too. Her mother was a heroin addict. It's no excuse.
okay,
Where's your
but look at
lawyer?
Jada Pinkett today.
No,
No,
but
but I'm saying
that
you
is
can overcome these things.
an excuse.
Crochet is sitting down with lawyers every day. She's got contracts signed with big networks.
She
She
doesn't
They
sits
don't
down with
care
attorney.
about her
lawyer
mental and emotional health.
live her life.
My point is
Her
a lot of women and men don't come from economically, financially comfortable situations.
So
I'm
let's
saying
find a
once you
way to
start
teach
making
them.
$1 million a year on television, you didn't come from a background that has this financial savvy, but you can hire someone. Okay. My point is that
you don't
for
know.
her to make that public statement yesterday that she paid $165,000 for her rent for the year, but she can't afford to buy a house. I mean,
But she's
already.
bragging.
She doesn't know because there's no one to teach her.
Not,
But
you know what? Once upon a time that could work, but the internet is free. No excuse. So you're
Okay,
telling me you a millionaire, but you ignorant?
you're
exactly. And that's what most of these
you're
young millionaires are. And that's why a lot of them are broke within a
It's
couple of months or a
unacceptable.
year.
Do better. We got to do better. We got to tell our young
Exactly. But
people we
by
got to do
doing
better.
better, we have to teach each other.
No,
It's
but guess
important
what?
to
You have
teach
to
each
learn on your
other.
own. You might not
No,
have a
see,
teacher.
this is another. this
No,
is
you,
I would think you from a
I
different
well,
generation, and
well,
that's the problem with the Gen X generation. It's always you got to do it on your own. You got to do it on your own.
No,
No,
not on your own,
somebody has
darling.
to
I'm saying
teach
not on
these
your
children.
own,
well, hold
but
on.
you.
I know it's a lot
Mhm.
of over talking, so I want
Okay.
to because I want to hear everybody, and I want it to be clear. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to put in my input.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a generation thing. I don't think age because it is a lot of young people that are doing great in
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood and outside of Hollywood that are having their own house. They're doing smart. You have to have the desire
Amen.
to want to level up. You want
Amen.
that desire to be more intelligent, to be a more aware.
Amen.
With that mindset, she only cares about one thing, and we all know what that is. And we're going to talk about that on the next live. But in order, you can grab intelligence, you can grab to learn, but you got to want to learn.
Right.
People don't want to learn.
Sad.
Shit, you can have a 13, 12-year-old that love to read books, so intelligent, you know,
Yes,
out math, out read everybody on this panel
that's
because
right.
they have a desire to.
That's right.
It
I mean,
starts
if
with
you're hungry for
you.
10
Nobody
days,
force you nothing. Cause
there
I'm
you go.
she get told this like everybody else telling her on the live.
That's
But
right.
you can't force anything on anybody. It's just she'd have to have that desire.
That's right. And figure it out. I mean, if you're living in Bel Air, if you're in Baltimore in the hood, and 2 years later you're living in Bel Air, you may not have the financial savvy, but you can figure it out. You can hire a tutor to come to your house and teach you financial literacy when you're a millionaire.
Okay, do you think that between her doing drugs, between her getting drunk, that she has the time or even the knowledge or even just like you all said the want to be educated? No, but the
I think
problem
she
is
does. I mean, I think she's
What
tired of being kicked
do
around.
are you
I
asking a
don't
question
think
or
so.
are you just could you ask do we think that she's tired of it? Then you just answered.
No, that's not what I was asking. I was asking, do you think she actually has the time? She doesn't have the
Yeah,
mental
make time.
capacity.
I think that anything banks in this world, if you want it, you'll make time for it. So,
Yeah,
like I said, she don't have the desire. She can make time for Blueface. She can make time to get on her knees and do some sucky sucky, right? She can make time to lay on her back and spread it wide, right? She can make time to go in the studio and make a rap and diss songs, right? So people make time for what they want.
What they want to. But the thing is, does she have the people around her to encourage her to want more?
you
Does
know what?
she have
I want
people
us
to
to.
tell her
Yeah,
she needs
I
to
think
the
think Miss Banks, whether she does or she doesn't, it doesn't matter. People
Thank
still
you.
gonna want you
It
to do
doesn't
better.
matter.
Nobody gonna care. You are in this world yourself. This is a cruel world. When the last time you seen ain't no fucking community. Ain't nobody holding hands and being no because she won't listen to them when the same people will tell her, get off of the Zeus. Get your ass off of Zeus. Get your ass off the internet. Stay home and take care of that. She ain't gonna listen to them.
no, she's not. But it's important for us to encourage each other to at least get ourselves to therapy. And that's the
What?
main thing she needs to do is to get off the internet, to get off
Well, she's
Blueface
not gonna.
Well,
and go to therapy. She
pa-
needs to heal.
part
But
of
who
part
is
of part of the part of though her success has been the shenanigans. She was very clear that she's already surpassed through Zeus her millionaire status quite some time ago. She's received $250,000 checks, $300,000 checks, many, 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 many checks. To the point where the Zeus president came out to visit her after she had the baby. So she's not only making money for herself, she's making money for the actual network. But I also think that when you travel and you leave America and you go to other places, you understand me, myself, and I. There is no mentor in these situations. There's not going to be anyone holding your hand,
Uh-uh.
taking you to therapy,
Right.
doing all of this. It's not going to happen.
You got to do that yourself.
You got to do that yourself. You got to dig down. Listen, she was able to show us her $3.2 million house she's renting for $165,000 a year. She was able to go online and show that vision. So if you know the difference between living in the hood and living in a $3.2 million house, you can certainly make a difference in your own life by fortifying yourself not to be disposable in
Yeah.
front of the media. That's all I'm saying. We have to make a better effort.
And I
You
thought,
That child doesn't know.
So hold on,
She doesn't
77
know
knows
any
that she
better.
needs to talk. Hold on, Miss Banks. 77 now. Go
yeah,
ahead. I'm sorry.
let somebody else talk for a minute. She's not there yet. She's she's very young,
Mhm.
and her showing three her rental home is flossing. That's capping, and that's
Mhm.
important to her. She's 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 broken, she's damaged, and she's in
Exactly.
the midst of her brokenness. And the reason why she's going all these places is because she's under contract. She's miserable as hell. She's drunk and high all the time, and
Yes.
she's doing things that she really don't want to do. But this is her bread and butter. So what you talking about? Her going to get therapy and all that? She's not there yet.
Mhm.
So she's there. This foolishness and all this capping, and that's what's going to happen. And there is no people around her to say, "Hey, do it this way. Let me mentor you. Let me tutor you. This, that, and the other." Those aren't the people that she's surrounding herself with. She's surrounding herself with people that are just like her. And if you're not rocking with her the way she rocks, she don't have any use for you.
Mhm.
That's why she needs parents.
So you got to
That's why it's
you got
important to
you
raise our
got
children.
it's
It's interesting.
and she ain't been raised right. She's through. And what you're gonna see is that this 15 minute of fame, when it's all said and done, she's not gonna have a dime, and she's
Exactly.
gonna be lucky to.
And
She's
it's
gonna be
damaging her more.
around because she's always talking about her depression and all
Mhm.
that she's reflecting on that happened to her, her trauma.
Mhm.
She'll be once Zeus and all this foolishness. Once they're done with her,
There
if
you go.
hasn't had enough and reached that point, she's just going to be tossed to the side.
Right.
And
Well,
there
we
are,
know that it's important for someone to tell her that. That's why she needs parents, and I will
she's
keep
been
saying
told,
it.
I
she's been,
think, I
she's been
think,
told for years.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think
She's
eventually,
known.
I think eventually she will wake up. I think she have to go through a lot of more hard times in order
Yeah,
to get her to wake up.
yeah.
She's a very hard-headed individual. She come from a very hard background, and a lot of time when you come from
Hmm.
hard background, you got to hit your head real hard
Mhm.
to wake
A few
up.
times.
Mhm. Mhm.
About social media, I look at Nene Leaks. Nene Leaks,
Mm.
when she started rough. Uh,
Mhm.
However, reality TV is still on today. I remember when
Mhm.
reality TV first started off, people say, "Oh, this is not going to last. This is trash. Who's going to watch this?" However, they start to take over. Next,
Mhm.
everybody, reality TV, reality TV, reality TV.
Right.
Krishan Rocky is in a new wave of reality TV
That's
being
right.
on the internet. It's not, she don't have a big network like Nene
Mm-mm.
Leakes on Bravo. Uh,
Mm-mm.
they are doing their thing. And when I tell you Zeus Network, they said it's so much more to come. Like it
Mhm.
a lot more to come. And they are so hungry. And now you're going to see other networks like Zeus Network that's going to try to compete with them and do the same thing because they see the success. I mean,
Mhm.
blogs are eating it up.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the blogs, the neighborhood talk on site, the shade room, the biggest blog, not the shade room. I think the shade room, for whatever reason, they have this high, a little bit more higher morals and values or integrity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't notice them posting as much as Hollywood Unlocked and Neighborhood Talk and On Site. I definitely think they are in partnership with these groups like Zeus
Mm-hmm.
Network. But they're going to keep on pushing them out because they make the money. And
That's
these
right.
are the big, big pushers that the Black community always go through there. Always, all the blog sites, everybody go through these sites. So
Yeah,
I think that the network's going to be around for a while, unless
absolutely.
it happens, like if we go to war and something like that happen, which is very possible because
Mm-hmm.
history does repeat itself. We haven't been to war in a long time, but it's going to be about that time that we're going to have to go to war again because history repeats itself and we're always going to be in
Mm-hmm.
war. Look at your history. Everybody's always in war, either one time or another, child. So
Mm-hmm.
unless a war happens and it changed the world, which it might in coming soon, then I think that, Zeus Network will always be here unless Krishan she is her own enemy. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody can really mess it up
She's her
except
own
for her.
enemy.
She is her own
Yep.
enemy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I
Yes.
think it's great that women are discussing these issues because as opposed to young women looking at these things as an example of what
Mm-hmm.
they could be and do. What we are saying today is we're happy for her success, but things not to do is to damage your life and your career so that in the end you walk away with nothing. Strategies need to be put in place so that your future is secured. If you can have a Britney Spears that started out with Disney come through and make $600 million and still has been in a conservatorship for several years, 10, 20, 5 to 10 years, however long it was, taking care of mother, father, sister, cousin, brother, and a few other folk. How, even through her turmoil, she was able to substantiate her life, her wealth, and can still live comfortable without singing a tune.
Well, that goes
Women
back
of
to bad
color,
parenting.
wi-
Bad parenting.
no, but what I'm saying though is that her
We're talking
future
about two
was
different
set
levels
up
of success.
even through she didn't come from great parents either. She did not come, Justin Timberlake.
Level
All
of
of these people that first came through Disney came from tremendous backgrounds as well. What I'm saying is that they had agents, legal counsel to prep their financial status so that no matter what happened to them in their 20s and 30s, they could ride off in the sunset and still be comfortable.
that that
Seven
wasn't the
seven ho.
industry.
Go
That was
ahead,
her
770.
mother. That was her mother. That
Yep.
wasn't the industry. The industry is not looking out for you like that. The industry will give you their lawyer and their accountant and take you for all your money. But Britney Spears, you're talking apples and oranges. Her mother was almost like a momager, her manager.
For
You look
sure.
at Kardashian. Her mother is manager. These women, and when you talk about that, Nick Cannon, his mother was his manager. Krishan Rock is on her own. Her mother is a crackhead. Her
That's what
dad
I'm
Right.
is a
saying.
crackhead.
Right.
She
But
has
in
no
spite
one
of that,
there.
I don't say the
I think
contrary.
She
770 is
doesn't
not
she
done.
doesn't
Go
have
ahead,
that.
770.
She doesn't have those protections, that guidance that you're saying that could protect her. She's
she's on her own little island, and she's fighting for her own survival the best that she can, coming
What
from
Exactly.
and the
I,
lifestyle that
we
she
we
knows.
we're
And
not saying the contrary, but how
I
long can you use that as an excuse? My point is that if you had a rough, there are many people in the world that have rough childhoods.
listen,
This can't be an
it's not
excuse for
you.
continuing to live through that example. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, I think
Celine Dion came from 13 children broke. Okay.
770 not done
But
talking.
Okay, go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. I thought you were done. You paused.
that's it's Jesus Christ. It's not an excuse. It's reality. It's the facts. This is who they are. This is what they're working with.
And
Celine Dion, Britney Spears, Whitney Houston. You talking about phenomenal talent. Krishan Rock has no talent. She got fighting skills, and her currency was her beauty. And she didn't even protect that. That's her currency in this industry, in that space she's in, is her beauty.
she's not. No, I don't think beauty is a talent. Her talent is she's doing these rap songs that are talking her way through. She's not known as a beauty at all. For I mean for the young people and her. I mean she's attractive. I'm not saying that, but she would not be uh considered a beauty with tattoos all over her neck. Absolutely not.
She wouldn't have been on. She wouldn't have been on Baddies West if it wasn't for her beauty and her fighting skills. She has no talent. She's got no rap skills. She's trash. But she has that beauty and that body, and that's what got her in the door.
I think
But what you're looking at is a damaged person fighting for her survival. Fighting for her.
I don't
Yes.
disagree.
She's
I
not.
don't disagree.
well,
But you
I
got
And
you
she,
don't have you don't have a lifetime to be a fighter. What I'm saying is you're an adult longer than you were a child. And a
you
lot of people use their childhood to say the reason why I'm still broken in America. This is big. The reason why I'm broken is because I didn't have, the right family structure, or my parents were on drugs, or whatever the case is. Okay.
now hold on. I
You
want
have,
to say
mhm,
something about what you guys were just talking about.
okay.
I don't know if I agree with any of you guys when it comes to why did she get picked? I think
Mm-hmm.
Krishan is in the same lane as a Cardi B,
Yep.
a Jocelyn,
Yep.
as a Nene
Yes.
Leakes.
Yep.
Not their beauty, it's not
Mm-mm.
talent, but it's their controversial personality.
Yes.
I mean, they are drama queens. All
Yes.
of them are drama queens. They
Yes.
care about how they look.
Mm-hmm.
So vulnerable. They break
Mm-hmm.
down and cry. And
Mm-hmm.
drama queens. And
Mm-hmm.
people love drama
That's
queens.
not true because
Go
Gigi,
ahead.
when you look at Krishan, and when she first started out, she looks totally different then than she does today. It was her beauty. Krishan was very beautiful, and her body was on point, and she was young.
If you had her beauty and you
And
took away her personality, being a drama queen and just doing all the stuff that she was doing on that show, she would not be it. That is
Mm-mm.
a beauty show.
That's true.
That is a trash show. You got to
Mm-hmm.
have the personality.
but Gigi,
Personality is going to get you
but
through the
Gigi,
door.
she's beauty. Yes, she's beautiful. She was pretty, and she was fighting and full of drama. But what I'm saying is, what got her noticed was her beauty. And
Well, I think that's
even today,
I
they
Her
think
talk.
athletic skill is what got her in the door. Her athleticism. She
a
was
lot
an
of
athlete.
people look at Krishan Rock as
She
a
didn't
model.
apply.
They don't look at her as the same level as they will look at Jordan Woods. They don't
Right.
look at her the same level as they would look at a Lori Harvey.
No.
Look, she's not on that she's
No.
a drama. People like her for controversial. Nobody's going over there to see what beauty tips she got for anybody.
Mm-mm. No.
Over there to see a
I'm not
train wreck.
talking.
That's what her talent is.
I'm.
It's to be entertaining, not to
That's
look
what her.
pretty.
And
That's
she got her start as an athlete. She was a star athlete in Baltimore.
what she didn't submit her resume and her photo because she's an athlete. She submitted it because she was pretty.
No, she got on television as an athlete. She was, she was an all-Met athletic scholar, and she was brought on this television show before the Zeus thing happened as an athlete to do these obstacle courses that she did very well.
She wasn't doing nothing. She wasn't doing athletics, nothing. She dropped out of school.
No, I'm talking about when she got on the television network, she was on there as like a superhero doing obstacle courses. This is
A
when she
gladiator.
first, a gladiator, that's what I'm looking for. This
Yeah,
is when she first got
none of the
started.
girls on that
That was her
show,
backstory.
Zeus Network is not a beauty network.
No,
So that
no.
she may be beautiful and the most beautiful girl in perspective, I think, in your mind, but their brand, this is not Top Model.
No.
Is to make trash TV.
Right.
Some beautiful girls on BGC. Do you guys remember Bad Girls Club? There were some beautiful girls, but we didn't care about how beautiful they was. We wanted entertainment. We want drama queens. We wanted mess. They didn't, because they're so beautiful. Maybe that added to their package, but because they're good for TV.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Her draw really is, when people talk about her, they're not just talking about her fighting skills and all that. They're talking about how she looks.
I don't hear that.
You gotta listen to the men.
I've never heard anybody talk about her looks.
At it all. I don't hear it all.
When I listen to the YouTube influencers and they're talking about it, especially the men, they're always making reference to her, how she looks, her body, and that type of stuff. Yes, she's a fighter, but that's not going to get you anywhere.
She's actually quite tiny. I mean, Jada Pinkett is about 5 feet.
Men watch Zeus Network. They watch those shows, those straight men you're referring to.
I don't know,
because majority people that watch the shows are women and gay men. That's their audience. That's their core audience.
Because I don't, but even the gay guys like I forget his name.
But I think that thank you for letting us know. I don't want to get stuck on this, but you know, like I said, I look around. That's not what people are talking about. They're talking about how
controversy
crazy it is with her blue face situation. They talk about everything else, but they're not really talking about that. You know, and beauty does not sell. Beauty doesn't make numbers. Nobody cares about the pretty girl.
No.
That's not true.
That is
so not true.
What?
That is a fallacy.
Pretty will get you in the door.
No,
but it's not enough.
I don't talk about girls on this show on Gossip because they're pretty. Unless they're a whore. If you're a pretty whore, then you're going to make the news in a gossip ram and you're not going to make it because you're pretty, but you're going to make it because you're a Sukiana, because you're a whore.
Right.
But nobody cares about pretty. Pretty is to be placed on a pedestal, away from gossip, away from this type of sector. If we're talking about you, it's not because of good, because we're drunk.
It's an it factor. It's an undisclosed it factor that propels you to success. Beauty is not enough. Beauty is not enough. Brains is not enough.
Glorilla, she's not the most beautiful girl, but she's a top sexy head. She's not, well, people say she's pretty, but hell, you know, everybody got their own perspective. I'm not calling you about anything, but these are the top girls that are talked about. Is Sexy Red, Glorilla, Sukiana. These are the girls that's running it.
Right. And none of them known for beauty.
I'll agree to disagree with that, because I do believe beauty, and that's why people chasing beauty, plastic surgery, trying to do this. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, name any of them. They've been to a plastic surgery.
But Cardi B is not known for beauty.
Not at all. And neither is Nicki Minaj.
Who?
I
We
mean,
don't go
they're
talk
attractive, but they're not what you would call beautiful.
drop dead gorgeous
They're
girls.
sexy.
No.
No, at all.
That's they have that sex appeal. They have the package, and they had to work on it. They had to go to the plastic surgeon and get things tweaked. So that
I don't care how
they
much
have
plastic
that
surgery
full
you
package.
get.
You can't create beauty.
You don't. You
You
know,
can't create beauty.
drop dead gorgeous girls, they don't belong in that type of industry.
No,
Different.
no,
And
at all.
one girl that people say that are so pretty. I mean, I don't see her as a top 10, but they say she's very pretty, but she's not popular and she's considered as trash. Nobody listens to her. And sometimes when you're so pretty, that can be a distraction. Nobody can't really get to you if you're too pretty. And that's Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose, everybody say, all the guys, they love her, but she's trash. Her music don't do well. We don't talk about her. Even if she do have a little drama, nobody cares about her.
Pretty will get you invited to the party, but you won't come often. Trust me.
People that care about Ruby Rose are men that's lusting after her, and they're not buying her music.
Yeah.
But
so this is something that young women need to pay attention to. Pretty will get you at the party, but it won't keep you successful, and it will not propel you to success.
Donna, do you know how many pretty bitches out here? It's too many.
Girl, I know. I work in the fashion beauty industry, and I'm telling you, it don't work like that.
It don't. And when we talk about the internet, anybody can be pretty. Shit.
That's right.
All the makeup, all the surgeries, anybody.
It ain't enough.
Pretty, but it can never compete with a natural, dry, gorgeous woman, honey. Let's not
at all. Let's be very clear about that.
The difference.
That's exactly right. And let me tell you, over the years, you have to retweet. Once you start having plastic surgery, it's retweet, and then eventually that skin starts to fall. I'm a professor of cosmetic science. It begins to fall. You can tell when a person has done a lot of work and it's artificially inseminated and created. Everybody knows it. The joke is on you. The joke is really on you. You can see a BBL 20 miles away. People are not attracted by that look. Women think they are, but they're not.
Look at all that work Carly Red did to her face.
Lord have mercy.
Who?
Carly Red.
Who?
Yeah.
Who's that?
And look at her. She destroyed her face.
A Love and Hip Hop.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. But she's a known girl.
That still doesn't mean.
Yeah, go ahead.
It still doesn't mean it's not a part of the industry because they require certain things of you.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why I'm saying I'm going to agree to disagree, because you're trying to say that that's not a part of the industry, and it is.
No, we're not saying it's not a part of it. We're saying that part of it will not make you successful.
Correct.
We are saying that part of it will not make you successful.
You can have all the surgery in the world, and
it will not help. If you don't have something else, that it factor, you can take your plastic surgery and go on back to an old house on the prairie. It's not going to work. You have to have an it factor to propel yourself to success.
Listen, why is Kim Kardashian so goddamn viable still?
Her
mama.
Her mother.
Her mom. If it wasn't for her mom, we wouldn't know who Kim Kardashian is.
That's exactly right.
Brains.
That's not
and
true.
But then look at the artists like Glorilla. She don't have surgery. Look at Sexy Red. She don't have any surgery.
No.
There's a lot of girls out here that don't have. It's a lot that don't have no surgery. That's skin and bones, and they are making good music. I mean, not good music, but they're popular.
Right. Well, and the Kardashians Kim was selling sex, a little bit different, just a little bit different.
Well, that's a whole different audience. They don't even have the same audience.
That's right.
But she had to tweak it. She had to tweak it. Now, as you talking about Glorilla and Sexy Red, they're here for now. I guarantee they don't have any longevity.
Well, you said that about Cardi B.
No longevity. Cardi B is on her way out
Oh,
because that's why this album, this last album, you Gigi, you put it on your website.
I want to.
How she's so mad because this album.
Yeah,
that
she did
put out
say she was going to take
people
herself
not
out of
really
here.
feeling it.
Yeah, you saw the video.
But she's talking about she's angry because people really know Cardi B don't really have that talent.
Well, and she have all the surgery in the world, but I think possibly she just need to allow men that was working for her prior to do their job. And I don't know if she wants to pay them as much money as they probably want. And I think she wants more control. And I think she needs to sit back and just let the men do what they do and just be the performer, the entertainer. But I think she wants to be more, and that's okay too. But you know, it's hard work.
She has a lot. Cardi though has connected. She's connected to a great amount of money in the industry that are backing her. You see, she's crossed a certain pinnacle that allows you to float into a successful arena. So she is above where a lot of these newer girls are just beginning to creep into, with the Kardashians coming up in Beverly Hills with a father who was a popular attorney and a mother who was a socialite, helped put them in the right situation. She was working for Paris Hilton. She went from working for Paris Hilton to working for Brandy. And then they stole the money from Brandy, $100 and some thousand to set up these Dash boutiques. They had a strategy. And then they went to reality television.
So long, Donna, having a strategy.
That's what I'm talking about. Get your strategy together, girls. If you gonna play. Stop going home broke to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
This don't make no sense. This is what I'm talking about. All of these women and men that don't make strategies in their lives, that play in these wealthy environments and go home broke. Gigi, something is wrong.
Gigi.
Huh?
Gigi, because this is your show, I want to talk to you. Those women that she's talking about having the strategy and coming from socialite backgrounds and wealthy daddies, the Sukianas, the Krishan Rocks, they don't come from that.
You don't need to.
What they know,
right?
What they think is going to propel them.
Yeah.
So their skill set and their intelligence, their financial intelligence and all that is not there. And as far as the people that they're surrounding themselves with, those people are just there to take and exploit.
Right, but
and they're not of the intelligence because they're not surrounded by that protection.
We agree with you, but what they gonna do?
Mother.
Right. But I get what you're saying. But
Gigi,
shit.
Do you see what I'm saying? So the strategy ain't really coming from, let's say, a Kim. The strategy came from her mom. So she had that protection.
Right.
Even
but
like
you have
Cannon,
to
she didn't have that strategy.
You're gonna have
the
to
mom.
But it's a whole lot of them that don't have a mother.
Donna, we get what you're saying, but it's no excuse. This is a real
no excuse.
You get in or you're gonna get effed up in the middle.
Right. Okay? That's right.
Once you get effed up in the middle, ain't nobody gonna care. We gonna watch it for a good show, but nobody care. Donna is pretty much telling these individuals, I understand that's pretty much majority, and nobody is speaking and telling these people like Donna to be smart about it, have a strategy about it, look at scenarios as the worst.
Only one that's telling them that. They hear that all the time from the 70% of the people that don't agree with the debauchery that's going on, with the exploitation. They hear it every single day from people that know better, people that know strategy, and they're not hearing it.
Well,
so what's going to happen then? They're going to lay down and die?
Hold on, Donna. I feel like this. Just because other people, somebody can give you a message and you don't understand it. You don't get it when that person tell you. But somebody else can come along to you that
Yes.
same message and you understand, you get.
Thank
So,
you.
you know, Donna, her voice
If
can
you're
be
if you're
for
in that
somebody. It
you're
may not be
if
for
you're
all, just like all
if you're in that
pastors
space,
are
if
not going to be for everybody, but it will touch somebody. Don't stop talking because it's
Right.
very helpful
yeah, that's what
information.
I'm saying. They hear it every day, but they have to be in the space to receive it. If you're not
But you
in the space where you're receiving that message, sometimes you're gonna get eaten alive and spit out. If you
okay.
out of that.
But with
So
I
welcome to the real world, guys. Wake up. You cannot what I'm saying is that the strategy doesn't necessarily mean to be out to get someone. Strategically take care of yourself and plan for your life
know that
not to be destroyed. I'm
I know
not saying to take advantage of someone.
people that know that. There's a lot of people that know that. But there's a lot of people who's not in that space. And can I just say one thing?
So what do you do if you're not in that space? You better learn to get in that space. I mean, we can't spoon feed you once you become a millionaire because you had a bad childhood. That is not a reason. When you leave America, you see poverty. In
And I
America, we don't know poverty.
see just
Go to Africa, go to
you
Latin America, South America, and see poor. This is
that's
not poor what we know here. Poor is no running water,
and
no grocery stores, no food stores. Come
that's
on.
that's bullshit.
No,
That's
this is not poverty here. I'm trying to tell you, sister, I've traveled all over the world. This ain't poverty. When you live in a village with no running water and you got to travel, you got to walk to get your water on your head and come back to your village.
you talk
That's poverty.
you talking to the choir because I come from the West Indies. My family knows that.
I lived in Martinique. That what I'm saying is it doesn't matter.
What I'm
This is what the world is telling you. It doesn't matter that you came from a poor background. It doesn't matter. It's poor
saying,
people all over the world. It's not an
say
excuse not to
something.
make it.
Say something. Can
Yes,
I say
darling.
something? Can I say something? Because
We listening to you.
but the trauma that some people go through is so damaging mentally that you go over there and you take somebody from Somalia or whatever and you bring them to America, bring them to England, you take them out of there, and you're not giving them the counseling, the therapy, and you're not recognizing that this person is so damaged and so trauma that they have serious mental issues. And sometimes that damage is so deep that they can't even function.
We agree with you.
I think 770 I think people are saying that they don't care. The world does not care about your pain. The world does not care about
This is what we got to do. Yes.
they don't care.
And
So
we agree with you that that exists.
That's why you have somebody like a Cardi B saying she want to kill herself. Because if you don't care about somebody's pain, why the hell they gonna care about what you're talking about?
Why they bombing Palestine right now? You think those children aren't going to be traumatized?
yeah, but let's not talk about that.
But
But you know what I'm saying? That's an extreme situation, you know?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what I'm saying is it's damaged people all over the world.
But I would say this too. A lot of foreigners do complain about Americans. They say you guys are lazy.
What?
The foreigners that come from nothing and they make their way here.
That's my point.
Foreigners and they say you guys are lazy.
Not all of them.
You don't work.
Okay.
Not all, but a lot of them are.
But a lot of them.
Yeah. A lot are.
Because some of them
I got some in my family. I know. They don't do much.
Right.
Gigi, some of them have such severe mental illness that they are not functioning.
Well, whose fault is
what
they going to do about it?
If we don't care.
But
what
770, I don't know. Well, if it's nothing they're going to do about it, then I guess are they going to be at a lost cause? I'm not sure. But the world does not care.
You know.
Okay. So
That's the bottom line.
you have the government trying to do stuff, but all that is going to be wiped out. When the Republicans get in office, all that shit is going to stop. Food stamps, all that is going to get cut off.
And can you imagine living in a country where you don't have food stamps? You don't have welfare.
All those government
If you can't
assistance
rise
is going to be cut off.
if you can't rise, but Gigi, if you can't rise above your situation, what happens to you? What happens to those people with that severe mental illness? You know what happens to them? Either they get killed or they go to prison or they become strung out on something. That's why you see these people walking around homeless and this out of it.
Well, I tell you what about the homeless. They're locking them up. In South Florida, they just passed a law, and they passed a law in different states that homeless people are getting locked up. If you don't go to, I guess, a center, you're going to get locked up. So I'm just saying this. The world is about to change before you guys' eyes. And a comfortable that you have. All of it's getting wiped off. It's going to be a government coming in 1, 2, 3 seconds, and it's going to be a major shift. And nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care.
But the young people, Gigi, the younger people, some of them understand that, and some of them don't because of the lack of maturity and any of their skill set. You and I, we're mature, and people on this phone call, we're mature, we're awake, we know what's going on. This shift has been going on for about almost 10 years. You knew, you felt it coming, and you know there's a shift, and you know that things are changed, and the things are not going to be the same anymore. Some people understand that, some people don't. And if you're one of the people that don't get it, and you're not doing what you need to be doing, you are going to get left behind.
Yeah. Well,
you are, and that is the reality of it.
Yeah, I know we're getting off for time, but 770, I just want to say I appreciate you. Please call me anytime. I enjoy having this conversation. I got another live coming up soon. So I'm going to let her go. Donna?
Yes, darling.
Can you email me?
I certainly will.
I want you to email me TheMessySweetSpot@yahoo.com. And if you can give me your number, I really appreciate it.
Okay, it was great chatting with you ladies tonight.
I enjoyed you, Donna.
I enjoyed you all too, and I'm wishing you all the very, very best.
Yeah,
and stay well.
I need you in my ear, Donna. Okay.
Okay, well, that's a good thing.
Donna, you are a blessing. Do you hear me?
This is my absolute first call into YouTube ever. I'm abreast. I stay informed, but this is my very first call in because this was such a passionate conversation about young women that is very important to address because I really feel for them, whatever their status is, and praying for a good outcome no matter what your beginning is. Don't use a bad beginning to mean failure in life. Bad beginnings can become bright horizons. If you don't know, learn. Your phone, internet is free. Library is free. It's no reason to be ignorant any longer. We cannot. Smart women finish rich. Period. Any color, any race.
Well, Donna, I'm going to go live on the other chat.
Okay, darling.
You can join me there. If not, please
I shall.
email
I look forward to emailing you and sending you my number.
The Messy Sweet Spot.
The Messy Sweet Spot.
At yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com. I got it.
All right. Appreciate you.
God bless.
We're going to let Donna leave. Well, I enjoyed you guys. Shout out to Miss Banks. I enjoyed you too. I don't know what happened. But I just want to say this was a great live. I really enjoyed you guys. I do have another live I have to partake in. If you guys would love to join me at the other live, feel free to moderators. Can you put in that link I don't know where the link is, but feel free. Okay, don't want to click that. I'll put this down. Feel free to join me on that other live. The other live, I will be talking about Blueface, Jaden, Krishan, and Blueface mother, you know. So I would love for you guys to join me there. So Messy Sweet. If you guys enjoyed this show tonight, can you please press 4? Let us know how you guys are feeling about everything. All right, so I'm going to try to put in the link here. I'm doing a copy and paste, and I'm going to put it here at the bottom. So this is the link to the next live that I'm going to do now. The next live. All right, here it is. This is the link. I'm going to pin this link at the top. All right, so replace pin. The link is at the top if you guys would love to join us at the next live talking about Blueface, making Jaden cry from his wedding proposal and starting beef with his own mother. All right, so until next time, I'll see you guys on another video. DJ.